What's up, everybody? Welcome in, welcome in. Yo, have you guys ever heard of Richard Allen? Now, I've been hearing this name for a minute, but apparently a bunch of his phone calls have released. And it's a crazy situation going on. So I needed to come on live. And we haven't done a good old live stream interrogation for a while. We got a full length 30-minute plus interrogation of Richard Allen. Now, if you guys don't know who Richard Allen is, don't worry, I got you. Now, loosely, Richard Allen is the guy who killed two girls on the trail. It sounds like some type of a horror movie. You know what I'm saying? Two girls on the trail, bro comes out of nowhere and does the unspeakable with box cutters. And it's a whole story, but we're going to do a summary of the whole Richard Allen story, and then we're going to go into the interrogation. But apparently, it gets kind of interesting because apparently over time, they kept him in isolation, and it's like he's losing his mind now. And now he's admitting to everybody that he killed these girls, and it's like he can't wait to tell people that he killed them. So now some people, that's why Shella said he's innocent. Now some people are saying that he's innocent and his defense team is manipulating him, and he's just saying that because the mental pressure has gotten too strong for him. So anyway, we're just gonna watch this little quick overview of the Richard Allen situation, and then we're gonna go into the interrogation. And apparently, just recently, a whole bunch of his voice calls got released. So we're going to be able to actually go through and see what's actually happening. But let's see what's going on here, ladies and gentlemen. I saw this video. I think he gives like a really good breakdown of the situation.
Blood mixed with moisture on Libby German's skin. Then comes the devastation. An officer takes the stand and says there's blood mixed with moisture on Libby German's skin. Then comes the devastating detail. That moisture is Libby's own tears. Her best friend Abby Williams dies next to her. Both girls' throats are cut. If you've been following the Delphi murders case, you know just how haunting it is. But details like those didn't come out until the trial. A trial that ends with Richard Allen guilty on all counts. Today, we're breaking down what the jury heard. Let's recap.
We're gonna do this quick recap, then we're gonna check out this
February
interrogation.
13th, 2017, Libby German, just 14, and her best friend Abby Williams, 13, are walking along a hiking trail in the small town of Delphi, Indiana, where their lives are brutally cut short. Their bodies are found the next day in the woods, along with a bombshell clue. Libby recorded this video of the killer.
Now, the fact that there's a whole video of this guy, and apparently there's a lot more of this video. He's gonna break it down. I'm not gonna talk too much. Anyway, the fact that there's a video of this guy, there's gotta be somebody out there who knows exactly who the fuck this is. The way you walk, the way you talk, the way you move, the way you groove. You know what I'm saying? Somebody has to know who this person is. And you know what? I'm just they're gonna go back to this video a few times, but all I'm saying is I feel like it's easy. I feel like it's right in front of us, but let's continue.
5 years later, police ID him as this man, 52-year-old Richard Allen. He lives in
I mean, it's like your mind will go the direction that you want it to go, but I mean, it kind of, even though we're going to get into his mannerisms and the way he talks and the way he moves around, the tone of his voice, you know, it's believable.
Delphi and works at the local CVS. 2 years after that, he's found guilty of the double murder.
Hold on, let me back this up.
5 years later, police ID him as this man, 52-year-old Richard Allen. He lives in Delphi and works at the local CVS. 2 years after that, he's found guilty of the double murder. So, what made the jury convict him? Well, for starters, he confessed 61 times, with details only the killer would know. Thanks to the missing pieces Richard himself filled in, here's what prosecutors believe happened that day. Richard Allen visits his parents that morning, but opts not to go to lunch with his mom. Instead, he drinks 3 beers, then goes to the trails. He has a gun and a box cutter with him. During his walk, he spots Abby and Libby and decides to rape them. He follows them to the bridge and corners them. When he's getting close, Libby secretly records him, but there's more to that recording than you saw. Let's watch the public version one more time. That's a quick clip, only a few seconds, right? But the jury hears a longer 43-second clip. In it, it sounds like Abby says, "Is he right here? Don't leave me up here." Then Libby, "This is the path. That be a gun. There's no path here." Bridge guy says, "Guys." The girls say, "Hi." He says, "Down the hill." The police release the part with just his voice overlaid on the video of him walking, hoping someone will recognize him. But Richard gets lucky and stays off their radar for the next 5 years.
This is some shit you get out of a fucking horror film, bro. Your kids go to, you know what they call creepypastas and shit? It's like stories that kids make up and shit. It's like straight out of a story that a kid would tell or something. You're just going down the trail and you have this psychopath come up and kill you with a box cutter. That must be and I'm one of those kids who definitely was out there in the bushes and the trails and doing all types of shit. I mean, I've never come across anything that creepy though. Like we've come across strangers, but they're usually just the village folks and they're cool, right? Imagine you come across a psychopathic killer, bruh. And there's nothing you could do about that shit. Fuck that. That's why when you go into the bush, you carry guns. That's why I don't feel like kids should just be wandering around. And where is it? Indiana? No. Let me clarify myself. Where is it located? Delphi, Indiana. You already know. Listen. You already know that's nothing but fucking bushes, bro. Delphi, Indiana, what's going on out there? Look at this shit. Nothing but bridges and shit and fucking and bushes. Delphi, Indiana. Listen, man, you gotta be careful out there. That's all I'm gonna say.
During that time, he goes about his normal life working at CVS and living with his wife and daughter in a house that's only about 5 minutes from the trails. But he's got a big secret about what he did on February 13th, 2017. The logistics here are important, so let me just give you a brief overview. The Monon High Bridge meets the main trail on one side. On the other side, you run into a red barricade that marks the edge of a private property. Overgrown terrain, trees, and a steep hill go down the banks of Deer Creek. There's really only one way on and off. The side of the bridge that meets the main trail. At 2:09 p.m., Libby Snapchats a photo from the far side, looking back at Abby crossing.
My bad, y'all. My damn, excuse me. My damn editor. Let me actually close this because we don't need that. Okay. All right, there we go.
Crossing the bridge toward her.
Yo, what's up, Tracy Thompson? Welcome in. Welcome in to everybody who's just popping in, by the way. I know I just started this thing. I got interested by it because I saw a whole bunch of videos about it. But welcome in, everybody, to the moderators. Mark, Lisa, I think Mary. What's up, Marley? Welcome in, folks. Is this that viral video? OMG, it is. I hate this. Yeah, well, I guess it is viral because I saw it on my timeline pretty recently, and apparently a lot of voice calls got released recently. It's a lot. It's a lot. So we're going to dive into this. Thank you for the 11 months muffins, Mimi. I appreciate you. Cleaning the house but listening. Much love and hugs. Everybody shout out Mimi.
Idea is they'll walk back across the bridge to the trails to meet Libby's dad for their ride home. But before they can cross back over, Richard Allen, a.k.a. the bridge guy, crosses the bridge behind Abby and corners them on the far side. At 2:13 p.m., Libby secretly records him coming toward them. When he gets closer, she sees his gun. She mentions it on the longer audio recording the jury hears. His plan is to rape them, but before he can do anything, a van drives by. It's the homeowner who lives on that private property coming home from work. This is one of those details only the killer knows. He's startled by the van, so he forces the girls farther down the hill and across Deer Creek. Some of their clothes are found inside out in the water. It's 50 to 60 feet up the steep bank into the thick forest and rough, muddy terrain where the girls are killed. At 2:32 p.m., Libby's phone stops moving for good. He doesn't sexually assault them as far as the medical examiner can tell. There's no DNA on or in their bodies.
Man, you got me fucked up, bro. Man, listen, that's the most, like when I'm around kids, I'm extra, I take extra care to, like, you know, be decent around kids and shit. Don't do anything that they could pick up. Don't, you know, like, how can you ever admit to something like that? Like, I mean, I don't care how much I've cracked, how much they've said I did it. If I didn't do that shit, boy, listen, I might lose my mind, but I'm not gonna lose my mind and tell people, yeah, it was me. Yeah, I did it. And you got me for what? No, I'll start like banging my head against the wall or some shit. I'm not gonna just start confessing. I'll probably start ripping my hair out or some shit. Like, it doesn't make any sense. People can lose their minds, but this whole confession shit, that might just be guilty conscience right there. I don't know. But anyways, because apparently we're going to get deeper into it. Apparently this guy starts confessing his ass off. Like, he just needs to let people know. And you know, it's real. There's this one prisoner who told a story about somebody who had done something to a little girl, whatever. He said that his cellmate, he had ended up, like, you know, offing his cellmate. But he said the reason he offed his cellmate was because his cellmate needed to tell him all the terrible things he did to these little kids. And he just really wanted to tell him. And it's like almost like he wanted to clear his conscience. That sounds like a guilty person to me. You know what I'm saying? Someone who just has to tell you and get it off their chest. But anyways, we're going to get to the interview real quick. I just want to get through this whole overview, this whole recap, so that we all know, so that we're all on the same page. And this guy really does a good job. Actually, shout him out, by the way. 500,000 subscribers, Mr. True Crime Recaps. But then we're going to get into the interrogation.
And no signs of that type of assault. He uses a box cutter to cut Abby's throat once through her
Let me back this up. We need to back this up because we need to understand everything. Yo, Backyard and Beyond, thank you so much for the $10, everybody. Shout out Backyard. Shit. Sorry for blowing your ears out. I appreciate you, Backyard. Everybody shout him out. Shout her out.
Libby.
Appreciate you, Backyard. Anyways. Thank you. Let's continue.
His phone stops moving for good. He doesn't sexually assault them as far as the medical examiner can tell. There's no DNA on or in their bodies and no signs of that type of assault. He uses a box cutter to cut Abby's throat once through her jugular. Libby gets maybe 5 overlapping cuts across her neck, spattering the tree she's pressed against. Both of her hands are bloody, so she probably grabs her own throat at some point. He uses her left arm to drag her to the spot where she'll be found the next day.
But you see what I'm saying? If I'm ever implicated in anything this gruesome, everything has to be no forever, right? The second AG Tactical's like, well, yeah, I did it. Oh, no, I'm just crazy. Oh, I'm just losing my mind. I don't believe that. Fuck that. You did what? To who? How old were they? No. To my dying grave, I'm going to be fighting that. But some people tend to think different.
Naked, on her back with her left arm still stretched above her head, touching the base of a tree. Her right arm is down at her side. He lays a large tree branch on her left shoulder, another one across her neck. Two smaller branches form a V where her legs join her body. Abby's about 3 feet away, fully dressed, including her shoes. She's also wearing Libby's sweatshirt and jeans, and the clothes are still damp from the creek. She's on her back with her right knee bent and her right foot under her left leg. Her elbows are bent and close to her body. He lays 3 branches on top of her in the shape of an asterisk. He waves the gun around to force them to do what he wants, racking it at least once while he's in the woods with them. Police find an unfired .40 caliber cartridge between the bodies. Now, if you have a loaded weapon with a bullet in the chamber and you rack the slide, the bullet ejects without being fired. Unfortunately for Richard, guns leave unique marks on their bullets. It's the only clue he leaves at the scene. Other than that, there's no DNA or any other forensic evidence pointing back to him. He'll throw the box cutter away later in the dumpster behind CVS. Afterward, he walks back to his car all bloody and muddy. At least one woman sees him moving toward the building where he backed his car in so close his license plate isn't easy to see. Then he drives the 2.5 miles home, cleans up, and goes on with life as usual. He's the kind of killer you don't expect. He's the local at the bar smiling next to the police sketch of the killer. The friendly guy behind the counter at CVS who doesn't charge Libby and Abby's families to develop the pictures they want to use for the girls' memorial.
This is why everybody's like, oh, somebody did something to his family. Nah, fuck that. No, I don't believe that. If somebody said, oh, I'm gonna kill your sister if you don't say that you are a chomo and like little girls, yeah, we're gonna have to figure something out. You gonna have to find me, or we gonna have to figure that out, because no, I'm not the fuck gonna do that, huh? What? No. I'll tell you a true story too. I used to work at this restaurant. There's this security guy who was in a suit. He would always play around with this butterfly knife. He's all long ass braids, like this Asian black dude or some shit. I don't know what he was. He was mixed up, right? Playing with this butterfly knife all the time. Real friendly looking guy. So all the chefs, we would go down and smoke weed outside, and he would be there in the corner playing with the butterfly knife, and we'd be like, hey, you want to smoke this, bro? Like, blah, 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 blah. We talking to him, this and that. Bro always seemed a little odd to me, though. Always, to all of us, we always make jokes about the Asian black guy who's always playing with the knife, who's always to himself, kind of really odd. Just an odd guy, but fuck it. We're all a bunch of odd folks, you know what I'm saying? So we were nice to him. Tell me why, like 2 months later, bro disappeared from the job, never saw bro again, and then later on in the newspaper, probably like another 2-3 months later, we see that he got arrested for like sexual assault with a whole bunch of young minors and shit. You know what I'm saying? So all I'm saying, the really nice guy at CVS and the really cool, quiet security guard at your job, they might have a lot more going on than you think. Let me see. My dog's crying. What the fuck? What's wrong, bro? Okay, she just lost her toy underneath the couch. But yeah, so I don't put it past nobody. And no, I would not. If somebody threatened my family, I'm not going to say I'm a fucking chomo to goddamn protect somebody. Fuck that. What? You know what I'm saying? It just doesn't make sense to me. But let's continue.
Memorial. He's the doting father who takes pictures of his daughter posing on the high bridge after he kidnapped 2 teenage girls from the same spot. A few days after Libby and Abby's bodies are found, Richard Allen self-reports he was on the trail that day between 1:30 and 3:30. He says he was taking a walk, looking at stocks on his phone. He describes what he was wearing: a blue jacket, jeans, and a hat. He puts himself on the Monon High Bridge. He claims he was looking at the fish and never saw Abby and Libby. But his statement isn't filed correctly, and no one follows up. The big break in the case comes in 2022 when a volunteer secretary in the sheriff's department finds his statement and puts his name in front of investigators again. When police talk to him, he tells them he didn't do anything to the girls, and the cartridge can't be from his gun because he didn't bring it with him that day on the trail. They bring Richard's wife in, and she's surprised surprised to hear he was on the bridge that day. Back then, he lied and told her he wasn't there. Do you think she saw the bridge guy video and thought he looked like her husband?
And that's the main thing. I heard this piece of it too. Well, there's a whole clip of his wife coming into the interrogation room, talking to him, all that shit. He's too calm for that. She's crying as if he's the murderer, and he's just like, yeah, no, that doesn't make sense. No, yeah, you know. I don't know. But one thing I will say, his wife will probably never admit this, but your significant other knows who you are. I don't care how blurry that fucking picture is, especially if there's a 43-second video of someone walking and shuffling along. You're going to know if that's your husband or not. I don't care how blurry that bitch is. And he said some things. You're going to know if that's him or not. So I'm just judging it by the fact that she hasn't really come out and said, like, this is 100% not him. But, you know.
Police search Richard's house. He says something strange after they hand him some paperwork to file for damages, because the cops really tear up your house when they're looking for evidence in a double murder. He says, it doesn't matter, it's over. But actually, the cops don't find any DNA linking him to Abby or Libby in his house or car. It's been 5 years, giving him plenty of time to clean up. But they do find plenty of knives, guns, and box cutters, and one of his guns matches the marks on the cartridge found at the crime scene. A lot of people consider it ironclad evidence. Those marks are like fingerprints, but others call it junk science. Obviously, in this case, the jury believes the bullet came from Richard Allen's gun. And even if they didn't, they can't ignore how many times he said he killed the girls. After about 3 months in jail, he starts confessing. He tells guards, the warden, his wife, his mother, and his prison therapist that he killed Libby and Abby. He tells them he's the killer over the phone, in person, and in several notes. One note says, I am ready to officially confess to killing Abby and Libby. I hope I get the opportunity to tell the families I'm sorry. Another one says, God, I'm so glad no one gave up on me after I killed Abby and Libby. In a third note, he writes, I, Richard Matthew Allen, killed Abby and Libby by myself. No one helped me. At the same time, Richard appears to fall apart mentally.
Does that look like an innocent person? I don't know. Just does that look like an innocent guy? Listen, I don't think it gets that deep. What do you mean? Do you mean to tell me the prison guards tortured him to say, oh yeah, I killed these girls? That's what they're doing? On their free time, they're torturing some random guy named Richard Allen to lie on himself? You're getting paid minimum wage and you're gonna go ahead and beat him up to lie? I don't know. Yeah.
He's kept in solitary on suicide watch. The lights are always on and there's always a camera on him. If you were his defense lawyer, here's where it gets interesting. His prison psychologist is a true crime fan. She's very well versed on this case. If you were his lawyer, you might say she's in the ideal position to manipulate a disturbed prisoner into making false confessions. Especially when you consider Richard also confesses to molesting his sister and daughter, but at his trial, they both say he never touched them like that.
Now, this is the part that we're going to get into also, right? His lawyer, is she the evil mastermind who's tormenting him while he's in jail to lie about this? It's all his lawyer. It's all his defense attorney. I don't know. But I really want to get through this so we could get to his interrogation, so we could really see the mannerisms. I watched some of it. You know, it's really early. I don't know. We'll get there. We'll get there. Yo, Shella, thank you for the 10 super chat. The $10 super chat. Thank you, Honey Bear. Oh my God. I appreciate you. Shit. I appreciate you, Miss Shella. Everybody shout her out. Everybody shout her out. I appreciate you. Hold on. He's not all there in his head. He's a bit slow. He was 24/7 under watch with lights 24/7, cement floor turning him and making him already fragile mentally. Yeah. We'll see. I know he's been held 24/7 without the lights turning off and shit. That'll make you crazy, low key. I just don't think it makes you crazy to the point where you start saying bullshit about things you haven't done. But let's get through the recap.
Defense's case hangs on the theory that Richard is making false confessions because he has a dependent personality disorder. Now, what is that? The internet says it causes people to have an excessive need to be taken care of by others. They may also have trouble expressing.
The defense's theory is what now? Hold on.
Dependent personality disorder. His trial, they both say he never touched them like that. The defense's case hangs on the theory that Richard is making false confessions because he has a dependent personality disorder.
Okay, false confessions because of the dependent personality disorder.
Now, what is that? The internet says it causes people to have an excessive need to be taken care of by others. They may also have trouble expressing disagreement with others and may agree to things they know are wrong to avoid losing support, as in agreeing to things like double murder. If you were on the prosecution side, you'd jump on the fact that no one knew the murder weapon was a box cutter, not even the cops. They knew it was a sharp-edged instrument, but it's Richard who says he threw a box cutter away in the dumpster. And it's Richard who says he was surprised by a van driving by. The appearance of the van matches the timing the homeowner gave the police earlier. If these are false confessions, he sure knows a lot. And then there's his voice. A prison official who listened to 700 of Richard's phone calls is positive that's him on Libby's recording, telling
700 voice calls. Let me tell you one thing, right? See, this is why I feel like a lot of people, I don't know, 700, if you ever heard Wade Wilson in another phone call, would you know it was him? Right? Maybe, probably. So we have somebody whose job is to listen to these phone calls, and he's saying it is positively him. I don't know. 8 months in this bitch. Congrats on the channel growth. Can't wait to see. I can't read. Can't wait to see more from you. Thank you so much, Trilly, a.k.a. the Resiah. Thank you so much for the 8 months. Everybody shout out the Resiah, man. I appreciate you. Big shout out to you.
Telling them to go down the hill. But as he waits for his trial in prison, Richard's really selling the idea that he's losing it and doesn't know what he's saying, except he just keeps saying it. A lot. In early April 2023, he calls his wife to say, "I did it. I killed Abby. I killed Abby and Libby." She says, "You're not feeling well. There's something wrong. Why would you say that?" By mid-April 2023, he won't wear his clothes. He lays in his own feces. He even eats it and decorates his cell with it.
One thing we can say is bro definitely snapped. Bro definitely lost it. Listen. I'll sell a lot of things to make you think I'm crazy, but the one thing I'm not gonna do is eat my own shit. Not finna do that. If there's one thing we can agree on in this case is bro has definitely lost it.
Washes his face in the toilet, eats his mail, and constantly bangs his head against the walls. This all coincides with his lawyers giving him some of the discovery materials from his case. Most of the guards and even his prison psychologists think the timing isn't a coincidence and Richard's faking it. But he doesn't stop confessing. He says it over and over. "I killed Abby and Libby." He says it to anyone who will listen. At one point, he wonders out loud why his wife and mother don't believe him. In one call, he says, "Mom, I wouldn't sit here and tell you I did it if I didn't." Despite all his confessions, he goes to trial pleading not guilty. Meanwhile, his defense team is pulling out all the stops to try and introduce reasonable doubt. They looked at the branch.
I feel like he's doing this to, like, I don't know why people try to get the insane plea. I don't know why they think that's going to help them in any point. But what's the play? Fake so crazy to where you don't know, to where you obscure everything, to where it's just like, okay, you know what? I'm not sure. Let's just free him. I don't know what the end goal is. But honestly, man, besides eating your own feces, I feel like this could very well be an act.
branches he laid on the girls and the blood stains on the trees and thought there might be a hint of symbolism there, specifically Odinism. That's a Norse pagan belief that some white supremacist groups have jumped on. So maybe some violent Odinism followers did it. The theory became known as the Odinism defense, but the judge didn't let them tell the jury about it. She also didn't let them introduce the police sketches into the trial. She decided they're not relevant.
What's his name? Richard Allen. Police sketches are so historically shitty. Okay, that's Richard Allen. Take a good look. Look at his fucking face, though. And you mean to tell me he's innocent? I don't know. Maybe he just has those eyes. Those eyes that only a mother could love. Okay. And then we have Richard Allen police sketch. I mean, bruh. I mean, infamously, police sketches are dog shit. But it's a little, it's kind of a little convincing. Hold on, let's get back to it.
Relevant because they weren't used to catch him. 3 weeks of testimony later, and a jury is left with the story you just heard. They deliberate for 4 days. Then on November 11th, 2024,
you said it's way off. That's fair. Maybe the eyes are there. Police sketches are always bad, man. They need to quit that practice, to be honest. Or you need to have a gifted person in your department, or else just don't even fucking do it.
Convict Richard Allen on 2 counts of murder and 2 counts of murder while kidnapping Abby and Libby. He'll likely spend the rest of his life in prison. So what do you think? Was justice served?
Okay, cool. Appreciate you, big dog. Shout him out. One thing I'll say why I think he probably did it is because this, right? You have some mystery man who killed these girls, who's not him, who happened to be on the same trail on that same day. But at the same time, he admits to being on that trail, but he just didn't see them. So, but that's before he went, and this is why I think it's even harder to get around, because that's before he even, quote unquote, went crazy. That was the initial story. So he hasn't been put in a cell for 24 hours. For hours and for weeks at a time with the lights on and all that shit happening. Right? He self-reports that he was actually on the trail. Like, that's too much of a coincidence. That's a little too much of a coincidence. Oh yeah, I was on the trail, but I didn't do nothing. Okay. Sure. But anyway, this is the interrogation that I've been seeing floating around, right? So this is the Richard Allen interview. This is before he starts eating his own shit. He's just a regular dude. They bring him in. Let's see what happened.
And then on down. So we took the clothing that you had mentioned that you possibly could have been wearing the day you're on the bridge.
Okay.
And then we also took some knives.
What's up, Jametta? How you doing?
We took your car. And then we also took a weapon, a SIG 40, right?
Okay.
Right there. I used to be a Beretta guy. I was in the Marine Corps.
Yeah.
Stopped at Berettas. And then when I first got on the state police, we had Berettas as well. And then we went to Glocks for a little bit.
Sure.
And then we went to SIGs.
I was trying to think of what we even had. I think the Berettas were probably coming out before I got out. Because they used to have the old 45s.
Beretta?
No, they were
Springfield.
I have no idea, honestly. They were the government issued 45s. Yeah.
Yeah, we had I think there were 40 Berettas. And I think when I came on in 2001 in the state police, we had Berettas, but we went to Glocks, not a huge fan of Glocks, but SIGs. Mm-hmm. If I could build an indoor range and afford the ammo, I'd shoot that thing every day.
Yeah.
You shoot yours?
I've not had a lot of experience, no.
No?
I mean, target practice here and there. It's probably been, I don't even remember, I haven't shot them in a long time.
I appreciate you, Backyard and Beyond. Thank you for coming out. You said it's not a crime to take a walk on a public trail at the same day of a crime. No, I know, Deb. But again, coincidence, some coincidences just don't make sense.
Do they have like an indoor range in Delphi?
No, not that I know of. Honestly, I don't even know where. I haven't looked. There used to be one in Kokomo. That's the only thing I know.
Yeah, and you live in town, so you can't go out your back door and shoot it.
No, I probably could. It probably wouldn't be a good idea, but
I live out in the country, so I know my closest neighbor's like 2 miles away, so I shoot mine out there. I got like a ditch. I don't have an indoor range, but I have like a ditch I can shoot and stuff like that. So, like I said, these are the items that we took. These are the items that we're testing. Some tests take longer than others, as you know. So the lab wants me to ask a few questions just about to help us with the testing, and you'll understand when I ask you.
okay.
So, for example, they took a lot of swabs. They're taking swabs off of everything.
Okay.
So what they want to know is, have you ever loaned anything out that we've taken? And again, I just told you what we took. I realized that, but mostly some of the major items have you ever loaned them out for a significant time? Because if, for example, my buddy's fuel pump went out in his truck, he said, hey, can I borrow your old truck? And I said, yeah. He said it's going to be 2 weeks, ended up being 5 or 6 months. That would be a significant time frame. That my buddy's DNA would be in that truck.
Yeah.
Is there anything that you've loaned out for
Lemon?
besides your family members? We don't care about your wife's
Not
DNA.
that I can think of.
You never loaned a truck out, or your sorry, it's a Ford Focus.
A Limo, sorry. How you doing? Appreciate you for coming out. You said long-time watchers. Shout you out, man. I appreciate you.
Is that what it is?
I mean, if I do, I certainly don't remember. Most of my family has vehicles, so extra vehicles.
Yeah.
So.
The same thing like my son. He sometimes will come over and leave his coat, and I'll wear it for a couple months or something like that.
Okay.
Or my son-in-law, he'll spend money on guns. He's a gun freak. He likes to buy guns, and then he'll be like, "Hey, can I borrow $500?" And then he'll give me one of his guns as collateral. And then when he gets the money back, anything like that you know of? Okay.
You said this guy's the worst interrogator. I think he's just trying to make him feel comfortable. So we talk about guns, talk about shooting, make him feel comfortable. One thing I will say, he seems pretty chill. I don't think he knows why he's in this interrogation room yet. Maybe he does. But if I knew why I was in here, I wouldn't be that chill. But maybe they just told him they need to talk to him.
So I'll let the lab know that. That's one of the big things. And then, like I said, some of the tests are already back. I do want to talk to you about one of the tests that we got the results back. The other thing is, any of these knives or the gun, did you have that the day that you recall having that with you on the day of the 13th when you were out there on the bridge? No. You don't remember if you did or you didn't?
I didn't. I just went out for a short walk that day.
Okay. Well, we'll get to the meat and potatoes of this, Rick. I appreciate you being cooperative with me. I want to talk about the results of your handgun, okay?
Okay.
So, handguns, as you know, probably, you may know more about them than I do. I don't know.
You say he's locking them into a timeline. I mean, I would lock myself into a timeline if I wasn't telling a lie. There's no timeline to really, lock me on in there, because if it's not false, then there shouldn't be a problem.
But they're very specific as far as the characteristics of the gun. So the firing pin is different from your firing pin. The extraction device is different from my extraction device. And they're basically, what the lab has told me is that they're like fingerprints. They're specific to that gun and that gun only. Okay. So we took your gun, your 40 cal SIG, and we sent it down there to the lab to have it matched with an item that we located on February the 14th when we found the girls.
Okay.
And that item was a 40 caliber Winchester round. We found that at the scene.
Okay.
The extraction marks on that round match your gun.
Okay.
So
This is, okay.
now, just hear me out. I'm just trying.
I am.
So this is the round. Okay. Those are the extraction marks. That's the best picture of them. There's actually 3 of them. That's the same round that we found. Okay. And like I said, the methodology that they use is scientific, and they were telling me
The methodology that they use is scientific. That sounds a little bit. That sounds kind of like some bullshit. I will say the the extraction marks. I guess I don't know.
And this is the report. You can read it if you wish.
I don't need to read it.
Okay. Well, I'm just trying to help you. You know, let me tell you something.
Okay.
You know, the prosecutor and the other investigators, they want to see you lock you up, throw away the key. I don't think
This
you're
is ridiculous.
Just listen to me for
Okay.
2 minutes. Let me explain this to you. I'm on your side. I talked to you a little bit out there on the scene. I know you mentioned a couple times you don't want to be the fall guy for this. You also mentioned to me the other day when I was telling you, hey, I want to check the property out, make sure there's no damage, and you said, doesn't matter, it's over. You know, you made comments like that to me that really concerned me.
Sure.
Right. It's concerning.
And
And
what
now,
I mean by it's over is that you've already started something here that there's no backing out of, so you've done, the damage is done, I guess is what I'm saying. That's what I would have been referring to.
okay, and I agree with that. We have started this. We've been working on this for a long time, and all the evidence is clearly indicating you're involved in this. And listen to me, Rick. I don't believe you should be the fall guy. But all the evidence, you say you're out there. We have witnesses out there. We have your vehicle. We have experts. We have experts that say that's you on the video and that's your voice on the video.
Okay.
Experts, not me. I'm not an
I
expert.
gotcha.
Okay. And now we have your round at the scene.
So what do you guys think? The police planted all that shit there and he's innocent? Bro does seem a little fucked up right now. He's like, huh? What? Oh no. Shit, man. This is why I feel like a lot of times when the police do this shit, they say, oh yeah, it's scientific. But is it? I do think that, I mean, you took a walk that very day, but you left your gun home. I do think his story kind of doesn't make sense.
Okay.
Not on the bridge. You said you're on the bridge.
I don't even know how my bullet would have gotten out there if that's my bullet.
It's without a doubt that this is very
Okay.
scientific. So let me show you a picture of this round, where it was found. That's the round right there. It hadn't been out there very long. That is Liberty's foot. It's within 6 inches of one of the dead girls' bodies.
There's no way.
There is.
I'm telling you, there's not.
How did that round get there, Rick?
I don't know how the round got there. What I'm telling you is, if that is truly what you're saying it is, it's not my round.
The scientific experts are saying, I got a report saying that round came from your gun.
Okay, but understand this.
You were on the bridge.
I told you I was on the bridge.
Listen, right now, like I said, I got a prosecutor and investigators ready to
Okay.
lock you up. And if you don't give us a narrative, if you don't tell us your side of the story, there's 2 sides to every story. Hang on.
Okay.
I'm trying to help you.
I get that.
The media is going to portray you as this
I know.
monster, and you don't want your wife
And it's
your
already
daughter
going to
with
get there anyway, so.
Yeah. So this is your chance to tell us exactly what happened.
Unlike some people, most people, I care what people think about me, and
Then you do.
you've already set that ball rolling.
Yeah, but there's only one way to get out in front of it, and that's to tell the truth. What happened that day?
I can't tell you what happened that day.
You can tell us.
How?
There's no doubt in my mind that the evidence clearly indicates that you're involved in this. Are you the mastermind behind this? I don't know.
Mastermind, okay.
Did somebody else set this up? I don't know, Rick. I want to know, and only you know. The truth will set you free. That's it.
Yeah.
The truth will protect you from the
Well,
media.
that's what I would have thought.
Well, tell the truth. Tell me how this round got next to one of our girls, in between both girls.
I don't know.
You do know. And if you don't tell me, you're going down for this.
Well, okay.
No, fuck that. Well, okay. Nah, the way he's responding doesn't make me feel like he's fully like he's not overtly guilty, you know. But I feel like you should have more of an explanation. Like, what did you do? Like, what type of birds did you see? Like, I don't know. What time did you get back home? And then they're saying that he knew certain things about like a van coming through. It's just certain things that don't make sense. Everybody's voting. It's really split in half. A lot of people are saying he's not guilty. A lot of people are saying he is guilty. Okay, but my thing is, okay, if he didn't do it, you said somebody admitted to it also. What's his name? Let me check one thing. I'm checking the murder suspects. Is he the sole suspect or is there multiple? Because somebody said that somebody came forward and admitted to it. But honestly, every case that's big like this, I feel like somebody's going to come forward and try to take the spotlight and say they did it. It's always some nut job. Someone said Ron Logan. See, I saw another name. So I feel like some people are just trying to steal the spotlight sometimes, regardless of how good or bad it is. Case remained unsolved for years. Authorities finally came to Richard Allen, blah, 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 blah. See, look, James Chadwell, Daniel Nations. There's so many names you guys are posting. That's why I feel like they probably did get their guy. But let's continue. After this, we're going to hear the phone calls, and that's what I really want to get to, because that's when, you know, you're not talking to the police and you're not trying to have, you know, you're not trying to have the perfect image. You're just talking normally. So I definitely want to get to these phone calls, but we got to definitely, you know, finish this interrogation.
I'm serious. This isn't a joking matter.
I'm not joking.
You're this
Do you
close.
realize what you've done to me?
All I'm saying is there needs to be another suspect for this to make sense. If the police are only focusing on one person, then
This is like you've talked to the people I work with. You've talked to my neighbors. You know, I've got anxiety. I got all kinds of stress and depression and one of the big things is you cannot even think something about me, but if I think you think something about me, it bothers me. And that's already done because people out there already know that you think I did something.
I don't think
And I didn't. Okay.
Rick, I don't think that. The evidence clearly indicates you're involved.
Right.
So if you were in my seat and I had you saying you're out there, witnesses saying you're out there at the same time the girls, and now after a search warrant of your house, we find a gun, your gun. You owned that gun, right?
I do.
When did you buy it?
Oh my gosh. I don't even remember. I mean, it was
2001. I'll
Okay.
check for you. I know a lot of the answers.
apparently some years ago, James Chadwell pleads guilty. Chadwell admitted he tried to off a 9-year-old girl. James Chadwell still being investigated for ties to Delphi murders. Listen, my main thing is if the police only have one suspect, you probably did it. But let's continue.
To the question I'm going to ask you, but I'm just trying to give you the opportunity to be honest. That's
Okay.
why I asked the question. So you bought it in 2001 in Peru.
Okay.
And I asked you if you ever loaned anything out. I gave you scenarios. No. So that's your gun. Either you had that gun or somebody had that gun. Because there's no way that round gets on that property where these two girls
Yo, Lisa, thank you for the gifted membership, man. Shout her out, folks.
were killed without that gun being there. And you're there, your car's there, witnesses say
There is no way a round from my gun was anywhere near the girls, the bridge. It just didn't happen.
And listen, we're trying to help you. We're trying to help you prove
No,
it.
you're trying to accuse me of murdering two little.
The fuck happened?
Calm me down. You ask me a few questions. You ask me what I'm wearing, and I tell you what I think I was probably wearing that day, and then you try to say that I'm saying that's me in that picture, and it's not.
You don't have to say that.
I'm done.
Well, I have a warrant for your
I know you
DNA.
do.
For your DNA first. What do you think I have a warrant for? You know I have a warrant. What?
I figure you're going to arrest me. You obviously think I've done it. The damage is done. Go ahead and do what you're going to do.
Well,
This doesn't just go away.
I know.
Exactly.
The only person I think can explain all this is you, and you're not explaining it to me.
I don't know what it is you want me to explain.
What were you doing on the bridge? How did your round get there? And why did you kill these two girls? And why were you involved in this?
Ron sounded more like the bridge guy. Give me Ron's name. Because there's a few names that popped up when I was going through the possible suspects. What's Ron's last name? Because we have James Chadwell, and then I did see another person that people thought who people thought did it. You said you believe him too. Yo, Carol, thank you for the $5, man. Everybody shout Carol out. AG, so glad to catch a live. Well, part of it, sending love from Torrance, California. My barbers out there, man. Shout you out, Carol, and I appreciate you for the support. I appreciate you, Carol. Let's continue. You said lawyer up, dummy. Man, shit. You know, a lot of innocent people feel like they could handle the lawyers too. I mean, they could handle the investigators too. So maybe he feels like this is so ridiculous he doesn't need a lawyer. Let's just say he's innocent. Maybe he feels like this is just so stupid. Like, why would I get a lawyer? You know? But from listen, the second they tell me that, like, I have guns, you know what I'm saying? The second they say, hey, somebody got shot out in Detroit and the marking on the gun comes direct, like they raided my house, they took my guns, they test fired it and all that shit, and they say that my gun markings match the bullets from in Detroit, I'm not gonna just sit there and be like, well, you guys are gonna do what you guys are gonna do what you're gonna do. So yeah, well, this is bullshit. This is bullshit. No, bro, I'm gonna get a lawyer and I'm gonna fight that constantly. Like, what the fuck? And the first thing I'm gonna say is that your science is bullshit, because the impression, I want somebody else to fire my gun and come back with the results. He's just too nonchalant about it.
Involvement.
Wait, hold on. We got some love coming through, man. Shit. Love you guys, man. Candyman, thank you for the 420. Shit, I'll smoke to that. Appreciate you for the 420, Candyman. You said, yo, AG, Yo, AG, is this guy a D1? Is this guy a dick? What are you talking about? Is he a dick? What? Nah, thank you for the 420, Candyman. I don't know what you mean, though. I'm not sure how I feel about him yet. He's just way too chill about them blaming him for killing two little girls. It's just too chill for me.
And do what you're going to do.
Well,
this doesn't just go away.
I know.
Exactly.
The only person I think can explain all this is you, and you're not explaining it to me.
I don't know what it is you want me to explain.
What were you doing on the bridge? How did your round get there? And why did you kill these two girls? And why were you involved in this? What was your involvement?
I had no involvement.
I don't think, listen, Rick, I don't think you're the one that killed them. I don't think you're the one that stuck them.
Bullshit. Yeah, this interrogator sucks ass, bro. I don't know who the fuck threw him in this room, but he's actually pissing me off.
Are you?
I didn't either.
I don't think you did it. son. I don't think you did it. But did you? What the fuck? Who put him in here?
What was your involvement? Why did you kill these 2 girls? Or why were you involved in this? What was your involvement?
I had no involvement.
I don't think, listen, Rick, I don't think you're the one that killed them. I don't think you're the one that stuck the knife in them. Well, are you?
I
Were you
didn't.
that guy?
Real.
Were you that guy? Yo, this interrogator sucks. I mean, even if I was guilty as fuck, I wouldn't be fazed. Candyman said he's a killer. I was trying to give the interrogator a break, but this guy sucks ass. I'm not gonna lie. Shit, let's continue.
Really?
Are you? I'm asking
No.
you.
Anybody that knows me knows I could never, even if I wanted to, do something like that. That's
Then
not
what
who I
happened?
am.
Then what happened?
I can't tell you. How do you expect me to tell you? You want me to make up a story and
No, the truth. The truth is simple. You don't have to make that up. You just go back and tell me the truth. You
I've
can't tell
told
me
you.
that this event has not been weighing on you for years and years and years. You were out there.
And turning now to new information
Hold
in
on.
the Delphi murders case tonight. A man at the center of the latest.
Give me 1 second. Somebody, I just want to. It says inmate says Delphi prosecutor ignored his letter about Ron Logan confession. Now, again, when you're in jail already, or when you're already facing fucked up things, sometimes you say stuff just to get a spotlight put on you. But this is what all the comments have been saying about Ron Logan. Let's see what this has to. Let's see what's going on with this.
Legal filings says the wrong man was convicted of killing Abby Williams and Libby German in 2017. In 2017, Ron Logan, the man who owned the property where the girls' bodies were found, apparently gave a step-by-step confession about how he killed Abby and Libby near the Monon High Bridge. Tonight, Fox 59's Max Lewis has more from a handwritten letter he received from the inmate who Logan supposedly confessed to. And he also explains why that letter is now raising some important legal questions.
The confession apparently took place inside the Newcastle Correctional Facility where Logan was serving his sentence for a probation violation.
See, he's in jail already. He's already in jail. I'm not taking anything from people in jail. There's a good little reminder of somebody. What was that guy's name? There was somebody serving a prison sentence. I think it might have been Chris Watts. I think it was Chris Watts. But anyway, it was somebody who was in jail. There was an inmate who was serving a very serious time period. And he decided to snitch on, I don't know if it was Brooks or Watts, but it was somebody. He decided to go on the stand and snitch on somebody. And he lied his ass off. The only reason they do that is because they want to be in good graces with the court. So the second I hear, who wants to confess? Who's saying what? Oh, it's a prisoner? I don't know what their motive is. I don't know what the motive is, but all I know is when you're in jail, you lie about shit like that. AG Logan was in jail for lying about his alibi because he was on parole. No, listen, again, whenever people are caught up with like law enforcement, I feel like they have the highest tendency to lie about shit.
It's there that he got to talking with another inmate in his cell block, Ricky Davis. In a letter signed by Davis in June 2017, he recounted a detailed step-by-step confession that Logan made to the murders. Over the weekend...
Oh, great. So Ricky Davis knows about... Hold on, let me back this up properly. Yeah, this sounds like bullshit.
Took place inside the Newcastle Correctional Facility where Logan was serving his sentence for a probation violation. It's there that he got to talking with another inmate in his cell block, Ricky Davis. In a letter signed by Davis in June 2017, he recounted a detailed step-by-step confession that Logan made to the murders. Over the weekend, we received a handwritten letter from Davis leveling accusations of corruption against prosecutor Nicholas McClellan. In the letter to us, Davis wrote, quote, "I was told by Ron Logan in advance that Nicholas McClellan told a couple family members of Logan's and Ron Logan himself, quote, if I am elected, I will let Ron out. I don't believe he committed that crime." Davis also told us that he wrote to prosecutor McClellan on at least 7 occasions to inform him of Logan's supposed confession, but he says his efforts were ignored. However, Richard Allen's defense team says this is the first time they're hearing of those letters.
If it was one letter, maybe you could say it got lost in the mail. 7, 8, unlikely that all of them got lost in the mail.
The defense team filed a motion late Friday asking the judge to force the prosecutor to turn over those letters, as well as a videotaped interview Davis apparently did with police about the confession. Attorney John Tompkins is not involved in the case and says the fact that those items weren't turned over initially is a problem.
There are just a myriad of ways that this can lead to issues and problems that ultimately question the reliability of the conviction, whether they got the right person.
Questions have been raised about Davis's credibility, which Tompkins says is fair. But Davis told us, quote, "I'm not asking to be believed. I'm asking for people to ask questions, follow the evidence, and let them poor victims have justice."
Yeah, he's a fucking liar. He's a fucking... Listen, guys. Yeah, that story's bullshit. Anyways, let's get back to the interrogation. Yeah, if that moved y'all, I got bad news for you.
I told you that. I don't know what you want me to do at this point. I did not murder two little.
You said look up Ron Logan versus Bridge Guy, see what pops up. Yes, it happened on Ron Logan's property. And yeah, this guy just has the secret that Ron broke to him, and he wrote this big letter to break it open. Okay. I mean, shit, follow the evidence, y'all, and get back to me. Tell me what you find.
I've been so nice.
Oh, let's see.
I've been so nice to
Oh,
you.
yeah, you're being nice. You're trying to get me to confess to something I had nothing
I'm
to do
trying
with.
to get you to tell the truth. I'm not trying to trick you. I've drawn out what we have. Most of it.
You assume it's the truth, and it's not.
It has to be the truth. The scientists don't lie. The science doesn't lie.
That's awesome.
It's saying that round came from your gun.
I don't understand all that. All I'm telling you is there's a way that a round from my gun.
Let me look this up real quick. It says Ron Logan was the property owner in connection with the Delphi murder investigation. He was known to the area where the crime scene was located and was interviewed by police. He was also known for his work with Walt Disney Entertainment Worldwide, serving as executive vice president and executive producer. Yeah, I don't know about that story.
Gun, the one that you took from my house, ended up next to a murder scene or anywhere else. I don't know where you got that bullet. If it came out of my gun.
Right there. That's the
Then
round.
it didn't come out of my gun.
That round was
Then
collected.
it didn't come out of my gun.
Rick, that round was collected on the 14th of
He
February.
broke probation for lying about his alibi.
In 2017.
Okay.
It's been in evidence ever since.
Okay.
All right, and we've compared other weapons to that.
I understand what you're saying, but I can't explain it. I'm just telling you that if that was next to a murder site or anywhere near it, it didn't come out of my gun. And I don't know where you would have got one that did come out of my gun.
Right there. It was there. It was found.
Okay.
And I don't think you realize the severity of this. You realize the death penalty is on the table for this?
You know what? I don't really care about living at this point. I've dealt with not wanting to live for 7, 8 years now. It's been a long fucking battle. And with what you guys have done to me, kill me. I don't give a fuck. You'll make my wife rich. So
Is that what she wants? Is that what your daughter wants?
they don't want any of this to even be happening.
Well, it is.
Exactly.
I can't turn this back.
Exactly.
You were there. You're there.
Yeah.
The experts say that's you on the video.
Okay.
The experts are saying you said down the hill to the girls. The experts are saying all this. That all the evidence indicates you were out there. The witnesses saw you. The witness saw you. You said you didn't see anybody else on the bridge, but there was a girl that walked up, a lady, that walked up and saw you on the platform, right?
Okay.
You didn't see her, and then right after that, these two girls that end up dead minutes later walk by her, and she looks back and sees them passing you. You're the last person to have contact with Abby and Libby? Your weapon, your gun out of your weapon is...
I've never contacted Abby and Libby. I've never even met them.
That day? Why? Who said
I
this?
didn't.
That's all I want to know, is the truth. You're not willing to...
I've told you the truth. Do what you need to do.
Okay. Well, let me get the... I have the warrant here for your DNA, and then let me step out and see. And they'll come in and swab you with it.
That's fine.
And did the DNA match? I'm assuming the DNA matched, right? You said bullet wasn't recovered until after they cleared the crime scene. Well, I mean, typically that's how it goes, right? You have to like find it first. Love you, AG. Off topic, but Nipsey or Juice World? Nipsey Hussle. Thank you, Jay, for the $2. I appreciate you. Definitely a Nipsey fan. You said no, AG, no DNA, no DNA. Okay, see, that's a strong part about it. No DNA is crazy. The DNA belongs to an unknown. My chat died. Fuck. Hold on. Hold on. Shit, my chat died. Give me a second. Okay, here we go. Damn, my whole chat went away. No, the scene was cleared, and a few days later, they revisited it and found it. Interesting. It's nothing but hunting and farmlands out there. I'm from southern Indiana. It's about 2.5 hours from my hometown. Yeah, but that's what I'm saying. Like, who's traveling out there without a gun in the first place? He just happened to not have his gun? I don't know. Shit just don't be making sense. You said the DNA belongs to an unknown male. America said. No, it did not match. Shit. I don't know, man. Shit. I don't know. I can't wait to listen to these phone calls. We're going to check out these phone calls too. Well, let's continue with the interrogation.
Well, I'm trying to help you, but... All right, I think they got the warrant, so hang on 1 second.
All I'm saying, guys, just give me an honest answer, right? Actually, let me try to turn this down from here. Give me an honest answer. Would you be responding like this? Okay, he's shaking his head no. A little red, a little frustrated. Do what you're gonna do. I'm tired of living anyway. It doesn't matter. Just whatever. Do what you're gonna do. Let me mute this. Would you be responding this way? Oh, thank you, Abby. Thank you, Abby. Nah, but for real though, I don't think I'd be responding this way. I'd be like, yo, knocking on the door. Boop, boop, boop. You're taking too fucking long. You know what? Fuck that. Give me a lawyer. I would be ignorant as fuck. Like, what's going on? You're just gonna be like, nope, that ain't me. Nope. That's great. Just do what you're gonna do then. Like, what the fuck? I don't know. Let me the fuck out. Am I under arrest, bitch? Then I'm going home. Shit. I would play 50 Cent all the way home. And then call my fucking lawyer. Like, what's going on? Doesn't make sense to me, but let's see how long this shit takes. Bro's over here adjusting his neck and shit. But I could be wrong. But now you're sitting here knowing that these fuckers are want to put you to death, basically. Like, we want to kill you, sir. Basically, we want to kill you for something that that you didn't do, sir. Just so you know. No, well, no, it wasn't me. Well, just do what you gotta do then. Do what you gotta do then. I don't give a man. Everybody's depressed. You said he's depressed though, man. Fuck that. The fuck? It's like,
All right, Rick, this is the warrant right now.
that would bring me right up out of my depression. The pure hatred would alleviate me from my depression. What are you talking about? You gave me a purpose to live now. My pure hate for you makes me want to live. Shit. I want to live just to see you die. No, let me stop.
To collect your DNA, Vito's gonna do it.
Okay.
I have to read it to you. It's to law enforcement, reference DNA standard, vehicle swab. You're hereby authorized and ordered.
Nah, fuck
in the
that,
name of the
bro.
state of Indiana to take a DNA standard of Richard M. Allen by vehicle swab. So basically, I'll just swab the inside of your cheek.
Okay.
Compare that to any DNA that we have. Okay. You are further ordered to any means necessary to seize Richard Allen and to take a vehicle swab. You're being cooperative, so we don't have to worry about that. But if you weren't, we could get it any means necessary. To compare the evidence of the crime. You are furthermore ordered to seize such property or any part thereof found on such search, and that you bring the same, or any part therefore with before me to be disposed of according to law. So basically we take it, we can't dispose of until the judge says so. So we'll keep this, okay?
And so basically you're saying he did 18 months of solitary after this, or somewhat after this, and lost his fucking mind. That's what's happening? Started eating his own shit. Started smearing that bitch. Started going cuckoo. Cuckoo for Cocoa Puffs. 18 months is cruel and unusual. That shit is cruel and unusual. If they had them lights on for a whole year, I'd probably be smearing shit too. I ain't gonna lie to you. That shit sounds crazy. 18 months with the lights on? Boy, shit. You better put me in a straitjacket.
Do you have anything in your mouth?
No.
No. Go ahead and turn the light away for me. Just turn your body.
Just turn my body.
Yep. All right, open your mouth. Other side.
You said understand politics in a small town. What I mean, what's the politics? We're gonna save somebody who murdered some man. Listen, man, shit. If there was anything fishy happening, I feel like somebody would have caught on to it already, because this is big. Like, it's a small town, but everybody has their nose in it. But like you guys are saying, everybody has their theory. There's a whole bunch of people who think it's something to do with the property owner. Then there's that other name that popped up. So the deeper we get into it, the more I'll be able to form an opinion. But I just feel like at this point, something should have happened. Maybe something will happen now that all these phone calls are released.
Well, ball's in your court, Rick.
You just took my DNA.
No, you're right. You're right.
So what
You said only 3,000 people in that town, but it's 18 miles from a college town. 3,000 people in that town. That's a tiny ass town. Shit. That's the type of place you could off somebody and nobody will ever know about it. Remember I told you, you can't get away with a crime unless you live in the desert of New Mexico or some shit, or you live in one of these rural areas where it's like not shit happening. But I don't know if it goes that deep. We'll find out.
tell me out there it's over, huh?
The damage is done. I don't know.
I'm sorry that you think this is funny and you keep laughing. Maybe it's just a nervous laugh. I don't know, but I'm trying to help you. Yes. Why is all this evidence clearly indicating that you're involved?
I can't tell you that. And what you're talking to me about is a bullet that was found by the murder scene next to...
It's more than just that. You have to listen to me for just 2 minutes straight. Just forget about everything else. Okay? The girls have a video of you. Experts are saying without a doubt that is you on the bridge, that is your voice. How they do it, I don't know, I'm not an expert.
Okay.
That's what they're saying. We have 5 witnesses that see you out there on the bridge with the girls.
Don't see that.
Right? Why don't you see that? I'm not lying to you.
Because it didn't happen.
Well, where were you? Where were you at? But then I feel like he keeps saying it didn't happen. So what happened then? Where were you during that time? Were you down in the trench around 2:30? Like give us some alternate explanation. He just keeps saying it didn't happen. He never met them. He never saw them. Well, were you in the truck? Did you get a flat tire? What happened? Anything.
Happened.
There could have been somebody that seen me that I didn't see. What I'm telling you is they didn't see me anywhere near the girls or anybody else because I wasn't around anybody that day.
Where were you?
So I'm done answering. Like, I know you're trying to trick me into saying
No, I'm
that.
not tricking you.
I don't care how stressed out I get. I'm not going to fucking admit to something that I had nothing to do with.
I'm not asking you to do that. I'm not trying to trick you.
I didn't
listen, I have a full hand of cards here. I'm not laying all my cards on the table.
Okay.
I'm telling you bits and pieces, hoping that you will realize that without a doubt, we have you out there at the time of the murder.
Yeah, he's really fishing. So the investigator definitely doesn't know. He's like, yeah, we have all the cards, and I'm trying to get you to understand that we have you out there at such an. So the investigator's definitely reaching. The investigator has no fucking clue. You can tell the way he's telling him. You call that ask telling.
Okay.
I'm telling you bits and pieces, hoping that you will realize that without a doubt, we have you out there at the time of the murder. It clearly indicates that you're involved in this.
See, it clearly indicates we have you at the time. It clearly indicates. So he doesn't know for sure. He just, you know how they say it's your gut feeling. He's going with his gut right on that one. For sure. Investigator don't know shit.
Clearly.
It does not. There is nothing that you could have that's going to indicate me because I wasn't out there.
And you don't think that you're around like 6 inches away from
I know
that
a round from my gun did not end up at a murder scene.
You're wrong.
Okay.
And the proof is right here.
I don't believe it. I mean...
Well, you're going to.
Yo, what's up, Gypsy? How you doing?
You said you didn't want to be the fall guy. You're being the fall guy. Because you won't give us your side of the story. The truth.
I don't care.
You should care.
You're not going to prove I did something I didn't do.
You're exactly right. We're not. We're going to prove what you did. Your involvement in this.
Involvement. What was my involvement?
You tell me. You were there.
And I told you I had nothing to do with it. I told you I never even seen that.
I wasn't there. I'm not on video. 4 witnesses didn't see me. 4 or 5 witnesses didn't see me out there, and I can.
Me either.
And my round wasn't out of my gun. Wasn't 6 inches away from a dead girl's foot.
Mine either.
So is it a spent round or is it literally like a bullet? Because the picture that we saw was like an unshot bullet. So they're saying that there was just a bullet that fell next to them, and like that's why they're talking about it being loaded, and if you rack the gun, a bullet will eject. So the man accidentally racked his gun another time and popped the bullet out, an unfired bullet, and left that at the scene. That does sound like a dirty cop plot. He's like, yeah, we're gonna go ahead and set him up and just drop an unspent bullet on the floor. Because hold on, we're at minute 26. If you back it up, you see the picture right there? That's an unspent 45 round or a 40. That's hilarious. Who the fuck accidentally drops an unshot bullet? A lot of things about this doesn't make much sense. Yeah, a lot of that doesn't make any sense. Like, I thought he shot it at something or it went off, or he just dropped the unfired bullet on the ground. Okay. Because that just happens. Yeah, I don't know.
4 or 5 witnesses didn't see me out there, and I can.
Me either.
And my round wasn't out of my gun wasn't 6 inches away from a dead girl's foot.
Mine either.
I'm telling you, you're living in this world,
Okay.
and I don't know why. I'm showing you some of the evidence that we have, and I'm giving you the opportunity.
See, I'm showing you some of the evidence. Okay, yeah, this does seem fishy. The ending of the ending of this interrogation is weak as fuck because he's showing him nothing, and he's saying that we have a whole bunch of evidence. I thought when the bullet was fired, you can track it to the gun. He's saying that it was in the gun barrel, therefore you can tell it was from that gun for sure. I thought it was after the bullet was fired. But hey, you know, they're the experts. He said it about 15 times. The experts said it, so I'm pretty sure he knows what he's talking about, right?
Your narrative, because if you don't, they're going to make it up, and you know the media, not even media is mild compared to social media.
Sure.
Is going to portray you as this monster. Are you a monster?
They're already going to do that. You've already talked.
When you get arrested for
It
this?
doesn't even matter because I actually
many-
care about what people think.
Yeah, you do.
I said I do. I actually care about
I know
what
you
people
do.
think. That's why.
So do I. That's
you've
why I'm
already
here.
done the damage. How am I supposed to? Never mind.
No, please, talk to me.
I just
Clear this up in my head. 'Cause
I just don't know how I'm supposed to act like this never happened.
You can't. You can't. Act
I'm not
like this.
saying the murder. I'm saying
That's exactly what you're saying. Your conscience is trying to tell you this is the day. This is the time. This is time to get out in front of this.
Who
right?
the fuck put this guy here? They didn't have anybody better, even if the. Oh my god, get an expert in here, please. Bro needs to retire. Go home to your wife or something. Go to your son's fucking baseball game. His mind is not in the game. Get the fuck out of here.
Rick, you made a mistake. You got in the
No, I
middle of
didn't.
this. You got in the middle of this. You cannot explain all the evidence away. And you're saying, oh, that's not me. I'm just telling you what we have, some of what we have.
okay.
And we're still working on other things.
Okay.
But
Wait, you said rewind it? Hold on, let me back it up.
he's just trying to tell you, this is the day. This is the time. This is time to get out in front of this, Rick. You made a mistake. You got in the
No, I
middle of
didn't.
this. You got in the middle of this. You cannot explain all the evidence away. And you're saying, oh, that's not me. I'm just telling you what we have, some of what we have.
Okay.
And we're still working on other things.
Okay.
But
I'm not
you
going to
said
tell
earlier-
you I did something I didn't
I
do.
don't want you to say.
End of story.
And I appreciate
As this goes on, he emphasizes the fact repeatedly there's no way that bullet is from my gun. The only time he sounded genuine. Like he killed them, but the bullet was planted. Weird.
that. What did you do? What is your involvement? Who else? You know, I have 100 different questions, but if you're not willing to tell the truth, it's a waste of your time and mine. And you're going down for something that you have maybe some involvement in. And maybe this is all you. That's what it's
Where's this guy that's saying that I helped him?
You tell me. I'm not saying that. I didn't ever. Did I say today that
You're saying that I was involved. Well, if I didn't do it, but I'm involved, what are you saying? If you got somebody saying I helped them do it, they're fucking crazy.
Okay. I never said that. Did I? I just said you're involved. What is your involvement? Is that a theory that some people
What
make?
the fuck is this guy talking about? Oh my god. Like, step outside, bro. Let me get a fade real quick. I want to fight you now. This this interrogator sucks ass. We're just going in circles. They should have used like somebody. They should use somebody a bit more, I don't know, articulate.
May have that.
I don't
you act
know.
as- I just want you to tell me all the truth. I just want you to
I'm
be
done.
completely honest with me.
If you're gonna arrest me, arrest me. I'm not talking anymore. This is ridiculous.
I just thought maybe you would appreciate my effort to help you. I mean, apparently you don't, because
Okay.
after today I can't help you.
I understand that.
You do understand that.
I don't need your help.
You need help. You don't think any of this is important?
I think that nothing that you have is gonna show me anywhere near the murder of 2 little girls. That's what I'm telling you.
I'm telling you, we do have that.
You don't. It's not possible.
It is possible.
Whatever.
Damn. And the way the way the investigator's so condescending about it, I guess, yeah, I have seen some interrogations where the investigator will just blame the person directly. You don't see it too often, but this guy is almost trying to convince him that he did it. Like, yeah, no, you did it. No, well, it doesn't matter. It's basically, no matter what you say, we think you did it, which is a method I see used sometimes, but he's aggressive with it.
Apologize.
I'm already been dealing with bullshit, having to worry about what you've said to my neighbors, what you've said to the people I work with. That's more than I want to deal with. I'm not going to sit here and do this.
Okay. All right, sit tight. Jesus Christ.
Story.
I know I wasn't in there. Could you just give me? You don't want to talk about that? Okay,
What
what?
about any of it?
Okay, what I failed to tell you too is the witnesses saw a gun in your pocket.
No, they didn't.
You're saying you didn't have a gun
I'm saying I did not have a gun.
when you were out there, and you told me earlier no one borrowed that gun.
I probably never would have let somebody borrow my gun.
Probably wouldn't have, but I'm asking you, did you?
No.
Okay. And again, I tried to clarify this earlier. You and I both know I'm not a scientist, and you're not a scientist. But what the scientists are telling me is this extraction mark is like a fingerprint. It's unique to the gun. I told you that earlier. You understand that? It's not unique to that type of gun. It's unique to that specific gun. Just like your fingerprint. If I have a fingerprint, my fingerprint, your fingerprint, and I got a fingerprint at the scene, we match that fingerprint. It's significant to one person. Both fingerprints are alike.
And what I'm telling you is there is no way that a bullet from my gun ended up at a murder scene.
Yeah, that doesn't make any fucking sense. Like, bruh,
And we've been working.
the only time a bullet ends up at a crime scene, which doesn't make sense. What, like that? The only thing that I think helped prosecution, like, really put him under was that video, I guess. We haven't seen the full video. Maybe I'll find it eventually. Like the full 48 second video that the jury got to see. Apparently that was enough for them to be like, yeah, that's him. So maybe we're just doing all this talking, but if we all saw the video, we would all think that it was him also. Because everything else doesn't really make much sense. Like, why in the fuck would I cock my gun and eject a goddamn bullet onto the fucking snow next to the dead girl? That doesn't make any sense. It worse doesn't make sense because they said they found it 6 feet away from the girl. So that means you probably had to have killed her already. And then you're just going to pull your gun out and just oh, a bullet left, a bullet dropped, and you're just going to leave? Doesn't make sense. You know? But at the same time, who else killed him?
On this for over 5.5 years. We get a search warrant for your house, find your gun, because we were.
You said, no, 6 inches, not 6 feet. Sorry, 6 inches. So that means he killed her and he just cocked that shit right on top of her. Fuck it. That was his calling card or something. I mean, he could have done it. But it's kind of like... I don't know. Lisa keeps telling me small town politics. Small town politics, everybody's corrupt. Everybody's corrupt. They set this guy up. I don't know. Yo, shout out Jumpsuit Pablo, everybody. Shout him out. Shout him out. 5 gifted memberships, man. I appreciate you, big dog. Everybody go shout him out. Drop a subscribe to the channel. I appreciate him. I appreciate you, Brody. Everybody throw some damn hearts out for him. All the new members. Hell yeah. Hell yeah, man. Shout y'all out. Shout out JSP, man. Anyways, let's get back to it. I don't know, man, because I don't know, bro. All I know is if I get accused for something, I might entertain that shit for a little while. But it's like now you're telling me my unspent round, which makes no fucking sense, got found basically on top of the dead girl. I would go for a lawyer. I don't care how broke I am. No money. I mean, fuck it. Pull out a loan or something. I don't know, but get somebody to mediate for you, right? Bro's been in here for the past 2-3 hours. No lawyer, just raw dogging the conversation. It just doesn't seem smart to me.
Told when we found that round that it had 3 extraction marks on it. And without a doubt, they would be able to match that extraction mark to the gun. Not type of gun, the gun.
Extraction marks. Like, I can't show my gun. I can't show a gun on stream. When you eject the bullet, there is like some scratches on it, but I don't see how one Beretta to another or one Glock to another is gonna signify. Like, what if you rack the same bullet multiple times? Then what?
We've taken multiple guns down there, and they have not matched to those extraction marks.
Mm-hmm.
Your gun does, 100% without a doubt. It's in this certificate of analysis.
He's gonna say the
The
experts.
scientists say
Yeah, the scientists, not the experts. The scientists.
it's in this certificate of analysis. The scientists say that the marks on that gun match your gun.
And I'm telling you, it didn't happen. I didn't shoot anybody. I've never even pointed a gun at
I'm
anybody.
not saying you shot anybody. I'm saying a fully intact round from your gun is on.
And I'm telling you, that's not possible.
It is.
It's not.
How's it not?
Because I wasn't there.
You were there. You said you were there.
Yo, Christine, thank you so much for the gifted membership. The 1 year plus member, Christine, in the building. Everybody, man, shout out the folks, man. We got like 7 new members today. Shout all of you guys out. Appreciate y'all.
I told you I was on the trail. I didn't tell you I was at a murder site.
This round is telling me you were there. You didn't.
I don't care what it's telling you,
You didn't
honestly.
lend your gun to anybody. I asked you that. Did you?
I'm done answering
Did you?
questions. Just direct.
What this? They don't they usually swap off interrogators? Holy shit, this guy is kind of pissing me off. I wish they just had a good seasoned interrogator, but god damn, this guy pisses me off.
Trust me, I'm done.
I'm trying to help you, Rick. Now's
I
the
don't know
time.
what you want me to tell you. I'm not going to sit here and tell you something that's not true so you can feel better about this.
I don't. I already feel good about this.
Okay.
I feel good about what the experts are telling me.
Okay.
I feel good about the scientific evidence. I feel good about the witness
He
statement.
feels good about the scientific evidence. Yeah, this guy's a fucking imbecile.
Good about the scientific evidence. I feel good about the witness statements. I feel good about everything. What I don't feel good about is you being a fall guy for anybody or everybody or anybody involved in this, if that's possible. Maybe I'm wrong. Maybe you did do this all by yourself. And that's exactly, I know you keep snickering at that, but that's exactly what's going to be portrayed of you. You're this evil monster that was just hunting for 2 teenage girls so you could just go down there and terrorize them and kill them, and that's not true. Is it?
I told you.
You and I both know that that's not true. You and I both know what happened. The evidence clearly is indicating. Now there's some missing pieces, and I'm going to find those missing pieces.
Okay.
And it would be easier if you helped me find those missing pieces.
Oh my God. I'm not going to sit here and tell you I did something I didn't do.
I don't want you to. I told you that.
That's exactly what you want me to do. What else would you want me to do but tell you I did it? And I'm not going to, because I didn't. I've never been around those 2 girls in my life.
You were on the trail that day.
I was on the trail that day, and I told you that.
And they walked right by you, according to witnesses.
No, they didn't. I never.
I wonder if we could get the full Richard Allen. This is kind of irritating me. I wonder if we could get the full Richard Allen. Richard Allen. Full bridge video. And it's a little odd that these girls, well, you know, they're teenagers, they're little girls. They probably have their phone. How did they recover the video? It's a lot of questions. Hold on, man. And this is some place to die. This is definitely some type of place to die, bro. This seems like a fucking movie. Just like, holy shit, this would be terrifying. Hold on. Okay, so the internet doesn't feel like working today? Or it might have been taken down. Hold on. Full bridge guy video release. Her phone was found under her.
Down the hill. Audio captured on Libby German's.
No, fuck that. It already took too long. I'm already done with you guys. Hold on, I'm gonna use this.
At 11, breaking news in the Delphi murders case. New cell phone video of Bridge Guy is released online. It's the first time we're seeing the video that shows Abby Williams and Libby German's final moments alive. Thank you for joining us. I'm Chelsea Helms. As you know, Abby and Libby were found dead near the Monon High Bridge in Delphi back in February 2017.
Look at that shit.
This is Richard Allen.
So there's literally no way to...
In Delphi back in February 2017.
Damn, there's absolutely no way... Oh, I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry. Last time.
Near the Monon High Bridge in Delphi back in February.
Okay. There's no way to get off of that bitch. Man, if you ever go back, if you're ever in Belize and you go down to Gardenia Village, you go to the Maypen bus stop. That's where I grew up. You go about 5 miles down the dirt road, you'll come across a bridge that looks just like this. Just like this. Old and fucked up. That would be the worst. I'm just thinking about my childhood now. Like that would be the worst place to die.
2017. This is Richard Allen, the guy who prosecutors argued was Bridge Guy. A jury found him guilty in their deaths
What's
late
up,
last
Carrie?
year.
How you doing?
He is currently serving a 130-year sentence. Just yesterday, Allen's attorneys filed a new appeal in his conviction. Here's CBS 4's Scarlett O'Hara, who breaks down that new video for us tonight.
In a 43-second cell phone video taken from Libby German's phone, you see both Abby Williams and Libby walking on the Monon High Bridge in Delphi in February 2017. We're about to play that video in its entirety. A first.
Oh, so we did get the entire video. Thank you so much for the 14 months, Carrie. What's up, y'all? Happy Friday. Happy Friday, Miss Carrie. I hope you're having a good day. I hope you're having a beautiful, wonderful, and amazing day.
For anyone who was not in the courtroom for the trial of suspected killer Richard Allen. A warning, this may be difficult for some to watch.
All right, so let's see it. Oh, shit. Oh, no, that's her. Fuck. That kind of scared me. All right. That's him behind her. Oh, that's fucking scary, bro. What the fuck? That's him. Or that's whoever it was. All right, okay. And then we're going to test. This is a shorter man. That's a shorter man in the interrogation. I don't know how tall the man is who owns the property, but I feel like I can already start to X a lot of people out just judging by her height and his height. He's kind of the same height. I know perspective might be a little bit different, but it's a shorter stature gentleman over here. And the only thing I'm saying is, okay, I feel terrified. You know that feeling where your hearing goes away and your hands start shaking? That's called, okay, I'm scared. That's called adrenaline. I would tell my friend, let's get the fuck out of here. But anyways.
See, this is the path that we go down.
And she ran forward. At that point, you just run. She ran forward.
There's no path going there, so we have to go down here.
Turn the...
Hi.
We've seen clips of this video before. Police released images of Bridge Guy and his voice saying down the hill. All images that have previously been released to the public have been taken from this video. In the first few seconds, you can see...
That's the whole video? All he said was, hey guys. I don't know, man. That's not enough for me, to be honest. Fuck. That's not enough voice for me.
Hi. Hi.
I think he said, hey guys, and then he was like, look down the hill or some shit like that.
We've seen clips of this video before. Police released images of Bridge Guy and his voice saying down the hill. All images that have previously been released to the public have been taken from this video. In the first few seconds, you can see Abby walking behind Libby and Bridge Guy following close behind.
I didn't know this video was going to be as fucking spooky as it is. This video is like, I don't know why. I've seen a lot of spooky videos, but it's like I can feel the negativity through the video. There ain't no grown man supposed to be, I don't know. I guess you can take walks and people do go hunting. Clearly that's not a hunter. Walking around with some weird cover-up clothes and shit. That's not, you can tell what a hunter looks like if you ever run across them especially in an environment like that. It's a different, this guy's not out here to hunt. Not for animals, at least.
Also hear Libby talking to Abby.
See, this is the path that we go down.
A few seconds later, she says,
Okay, hold on. Let's look up Ron Logan real quick. We're gonna do a little investigation. I don't think it's Ron Logan though. Ron Logan Dolphy. Is this actually him when he's younger? I only know his older self. No, that's not him. Look how tall this man is. Here's some reference. This was like a 5'9" man, so he's at least 5'11", 6 foot. That's not him. It's easy to. I feel like it's. Look at the man's size. Look at his size. Look at the man's size. He's huge. Oh, here's a comparison right here. Okay, that's the best we can get right there. I think that's the best we can get. Apparently, Ron Logan was accused to have admitting to doing the murder. The man who owned the property.
A new twist in the hunt for the killer of those 2 Indiana teenagers.
Safe here. Who is safe here or anywhere else anymore?
Ron Logan is now in custody on an unrelated probation violation. I recently spoke to him about the murder.
That's a taller man right there. That's a taller man right there, bro. I don't know. Look at the belly too. Look at the gut.
You just cannot believe this terrible thing that happened to the community and the families actually happened here on my property in my backyard.
He told me he has an alibi. Buying trucks.
Why is it frozen? Why is it frozen? I'm sorry, guys. Give me 2 seconds. I don't know what's going on. My internet's being a little spotty. It might be like it might just be my service.
Tropical fish, 20.
Okay, hold on. Let me make sure my connection's proper. Yeah, my connection from my stream is good. It's just YouTube.
Miles away.
I was not home during the time that all this was happening. I was in Lafayette. Yeah. And I didn't get home till approximately 6:30 in the evening, and then the neighbor stopped to ask for permission to look back here for the girls.
Liberty German shot this.
That's not his stomach, though, unless he's really concealing that bitch like a concealed weapon. The coat is closed. I don't think that's him. I don't think that's him. And who's really, I know neighbors with a lot of land back in Belize. They have a whole bunch of acres of land and shit. And motherfuckers don't be walking that whole thing. They be walking like a couple acres, but if you have multiple acres, motherfuckers don't really be going back there. But every once in a blue moon to make sure nothing's overgrown, or maybe if you have cows or livestock and shit, you want to make sure nothing's sick or something. Other than that, you're not really walking how much acres is that? That's a big piece of property bro had. You're not just walking down the train track every morning. Like, that's not what's happening, but I don't think that's him. I think we could safely rule him out. All speculation, of course. But a lot of people seem to think it's not Mr. Richard Allen either. Yo, Brass Tax, thank you for the $5. I appreciate you. Everybody shout out Brass Tax for the love. None of the women witnesses mention his height, and he's the level of short that women would know. He's the level of short that women would notice. Exactly, right? Damn, I just wish we had a little bit more footage, bro. Let's continue.
This chilling image of the suspected killer.
You said no beard? Well, I never put that past anything. The age does look like an older man. Definitely doesn't seem to be any beard, but again, I wouldn't really put that past anything. I mean, you could do whatever to conceal your beard or whatever. You know what I'm saying? He is the level of short that women would notice. He is. Oh yeah, he was like 5'5", just a very short man. Like, yeah, they would definitely flame you the fuck up. He was about 5'6". Yeah, that's the first thing I noticed. Yeah. They would, and Mr. Ron was no 5'6" man.
Approaching the girls on a hiking trail, and she recorded the killer's voice.
What do you? That's not him. That's not him.
And she recorded the killer's voice.
What do you hear on there?
Nothing that I recognize at all. No one. I don't recognize the voice at all.
I asked Ron Logan to repeat those same chilling words.
Down the hill.
And that image of the suspect?
Down the hill. He could have definitely spiced that up. Say it was him, I would have spiced that bitch up too. So that doesn't mean shit.
Picture is of such poor quality, it doesn't look like anyone I've ever seen.
Police have not revealed what led them to search his home, but said in a statement, "We basically are here to try to eliminate him or put him as a higher suspect in our case." Ron Logan told me he is devastated by the discovery of the bodies on his property.
That was like being hit with a bolt of lightning on my property. I mean, you just can't put words to it.
All right, well, that's the property owner. Let's get back to suspect number 1. All right, part 2 of the interview. Mr. Richard Allen with his nonchalant ass denying the claims.
Never even seen him. Like, I think I'm going to see somebody if they walk past me. Am I not? I'm not saying somebody didn't see me that I didn't see. All I'm telling you is I never seen those 2 girls.
And why didn't you report this day 1?
Report what?
That you were out there and you saw these 2 girls, you were in the area.
The very day that they came out and said that they wanted anybody who might have been out there to come in, that's what I did. I went down to the police station. I said, hey, I was out at the trail that day.
Did you want to?
Well, I obviously did, or I wouldn't have.
Did your wife encourage you to? Because she's talking to us. She's talking to us right now. And I'm
sure she is. And she's going to tell you there's no way in hell that I'd ever do this. So we're all good.
It's not what was going on, Rick.
Then I don't know what is.
I just wish you'd be honest. That's all I do.
Oh my God. I have been honest with you, and you obviously don't believe me.
I don't, because if this evidence...
Claire DeLune, thank you so much for the $9.99 top tier. I appreciate you. Thank you for the 6 months plus membership. Everybody shout Claire out. I appreciate you, Claire.
One there, I would.
Okay.
You don't believe this evidence is...
I don't.
We're not here.
There's no way possible.
We didn't...
There is no way possible that a round from my gun ended up at a murder scene. It's not possible. So something's obviously wrong.
Something is wrong.
Exactly.
You and I both know what's wrong.
I didn't do it.
Man, I don't know why I was doing this. I don't know why I'm doing this situation, gang. I'd be fucked up right about now. But see, I would never. Where's the lawyer? This man seems like he has like you just figure. You don't have like a family lawyer or like a guy you know. I feel this should have gone so much different because now I'm conflicted. It could be him. Don't worry. It definitely sure can be Richard Allen who did that shit. But now that I'm hearing his voice, the way he's responding to it, I mean, bruh. You know what guilty people typically do? I feel like a lot of guilty people, yeah, I definitely crash out, 100%. Yo, what's up, Richard? Shout out, Richard. That's the homie. 1,000% I crash out. It's funny how I gravitated to that one comment. I would be cussing, spitting, and foaming, and all type. Man, listen, I would be out here losing my shit. What? Why is there pee on the wall? No, I'm playing. But fuck, I forgot what I was gonna say. It definitely could be him, but all I'm saying is when people are guilty, I feel like they tend to hear you out a lot longer, and they tend to entertain the interrogator a lot longer, and he's not doing that. He's not doing that at all. Everything the interrogator says that incriminates him, he pushes back to it. He's not just sitting there like sad with his head down. He's facing the guy head on. So it kind of makes him, I'm not the jury member, he's already been fucking convicted, but it makes me feel a little bit more optimistic on his side. Yo, Boo ICU, thank you so much for the 20. Shit, man, listen, everybody shout out Boo ICU, long-time ass member, always in the live streams. I appreciate you. With my favorite damn symbol as a fucking profile picture. Everybody shout out Boo. And thank you for the 20, ma'am. Hell yeah. Thank you, Claire. Thank you, Boo. You guys are top tier, guys. I appreciate y'all. Chief said another one bites the dust. What's up, Chief? Welcome in. You said, remember, he's had years to figure it out. You're right. It's been about 5 years, right? So it's been a while. So I guess you could be a lot more cool and collected about it. You said this guy is 5'4" or 5'6". Hold on, let's check it out. Let's check. Hold on. Fuck, I have too many things open. Fuck. Hold on. No, I do not want that. That seems spammy. Okay. Richard Allen Height. Hute. Richard Allen Hute. Damn, it's taking us right into the scum of the earth, Reddit. Shit. So let's take this with a grain of salt because this is Reddit. According to the FBI, Libby was... This dude is 5'4", 180 pounds, probably less at the time of the murders. This guy had to have had a gun or something, weapon to threaten them. I don't see how else the girls didn't beat his ass. Well, whoever posted that is ignorant as fuck. It's because he's a grown-ass man with testosterone. That's why they didn't beat his ass. But anyway. Yeah, I don't want to go into Reddit. All that's a grain of salt. But apparently 5'4" to 5'6", that's what they're saying. They said Allen's license said 5'4", or something like that. Hold on, let me see. I'm speed reading. Hold on. He's 5'4". Those feet are almost dangling. You guys. Hold on. According to WANE 15, 5'4" to 5'6". Yeah, see, he matches up, guys. He you know what I'm saying? He matches up.
Sit here all day trying to convince you that I didn't do it.
No.
You obviously think that I did.
I'm not going to sit here all day and convince you that I think that you did do it, Rick. I'm just laying down some of the evidence that we have.
Okay.
And we're going to get more.
I don't think so.
We're only giving you the opportunity to get out in front.
His feet are damn near dangling, boy. I ain't gonna lie. My chair is on high and my shit still touch the ground. Praise the Lord. You know what I'm saying? Shit, nah. Shout out to my short kings out there. You know what I'm saying? Ain't nothing wrong with it. It just couldn't be me. But ain't nothing wrong with it. You know what I'm saying? Like, nah. All I'm saying is height checks out. The beard, didn't see a beard. A lot was going on with the face. It was really blurry. In his defense, that voice don't sound alike. So I don't know.
This is your opportunity. Like I said earlier, the truth is easy.
I've got nothing to get out in front of. I'm not going to tell you I did something I didn't do.
Okay.
Okay.
And I don't want you to tell me something that you didn't do.
Then stop asking me to.
I'm not. I'm just asking you to tell the truth about this day. I asked you to go back and rehash it and you wouldn't. Why?
I told you, because I'm not going to, you guys are like trying to trick me into doing something.
Yo, what's up, football
I'm not trying
mom?
to trick you.
I told you what happened. You've already got it. There's no need for me to tell you again.
Story.
Whatever. There aren't any. I don't know how I can make this any clearer. I'm not going to tell you that I had something to do with this.
Okay. And I don't know how I can make this any clearer. We have evidence indicating that you're clearly involved in this. And that's sad that you won't help.
Okay.
Because if that was your daughter out there, you would want some people to help.
You're damn right I would.
You're right. But you don't, so.
This guy sucks, but you don't, so I guess I'll go drink some coffee because you don't want to help the poor random dead girl that you know nothing about. Okay, I understand that, like, you try one method, but I swear this interrogator, this is the only method he knows, is some sort of weird guilt trip that doesn't work. What the fuck? You know, if that was your daughter, you would want them to help her. But you don't.
But that was your, and that's sad that you won't help.
Okay.
Because if that was your daughter out there, you would help some people to help.
You're damn right I would.
You're right. But you don't, so.
Look at his face. He's like, what the fuck is going on? I promise you I could do a better interrogation than this guy. 100%. How old is he? How many years does he have in the force? I could do a better interrogation. How much money do you think the department spent on this guy to go to his little detective classes and all that shit? Waste of goddamn money. I want my tax dollars back. Please. As soon as possible. Let me get my little $50 return. Because y'all fucked up on this one. The fuck? His whole interrogation is, you're telling me that you didn't, but I think you did. And it's just a continuing circle. He doesn't try anything new. Candyman keeps yelling out lie detector tests. I would never wish a lie detector test on anybody. That shit's bullshit. It's false science. It's not real. It's court propaganda. Fuck that lie detector test. That shit's not real. I don't care what you test on that shit. I'ma throw this shit out. It can't even be used in court anyway, so I don't even. One thing I will say though, the unspent bullet, because I kept looking at the bullet and I'm like, is the bullet like a representation? Or is it supposed to be like a shell and they just want to, no, that's actually the evidence that they recovered. An unspent bullet. Who does that? And then she would have to be unconscious and dead already or something, because how are you going to cock the bullet? She's still running from you, so the bullet would have been further away. The bullet was 6 inches. That means he kills them, pulls the gun out and cocks it over them, and doesn't realize. And anybody who's shot a gun before, there's different pressure that you have to use when there's an empty gun as compared to racking a bullet outside of the gun that you didn't fire. It's like more force you have to put into it, and you can literally feel the bullet like scraping as it's getting yanked out, as opposed to it being fresh and you rack a bullet into it. He would have known, especially someone who shoots guns, he would have known without even looking at the gun that he dumped the bullet out. And he would have been like, ooh, let me pick up my bullet. Doesn't make sense. Shit, what? Okay, let's skip past this. You said also they didn't allow FBI to help them in the case?
Still waiting, because it sounds like your wife's talking and she's being honest, so. Okay. She basically said, you can't believe you lied to her, so you're lying to us too, but.
You say you feel like he brandished the gun as he said down the hill? Yeah, I think he was telling them go down the hill. Whoever was telling the girls that, I think we heard down the hill, but I think he was just trying, he may have seen the phone and he was like, go down the hill or some shit. I don't know. But then on top of that, why not just take the phone if you knew they were recording you?
So is there a reason why you have this round in your little keepsake box? What kind of ammo did you have for your SIG?
I don't know.
Blazer?
I don't know.
I'm telling you.
At that time.
At that time, you had Winchester.
Okay.
The round we found was Winchester. The ammo you had in your gun And for your gun at the time was Blazer. But this was a Winchester, it says right there Winchester. Same exact type of round.
We've been through this.
I know, I'm just giving you an opportunity. And like I said, your wife's being honest.
Please stop giving me
And
opportunity.
she says ever since 2017, she's saying that you didn't want to go. You wouldn't let her go on the search party. She wanted to help.
Oh,
And she's saying that.
I think I know my wife.
Well, I'm just telling you.
My
You
wife
want me to
is
bring
gonna
her
say
in?
some stupid shit
You
like
want me
that.
to bring her in and tell you?
I
She's
don't
telling
care
the truth
what you
about
did.
what happened. You didn't tell her, but you've lied to her for years, is how she feels right now.
Okay.
Because, and your depression has gotten considerably worse since this incident, which is.
This has been going on for 7-8 years now.
But it's gotten worse since this.
Well, it's gotten really bad.
I could see why. If I killed two girls, I would get.
Oh my God.
I would have depression too.
Well,
I would have mental issues too.
I'm sure you would.
Living with this.
I'm sure you would.
And that's why you are. Here's what I think, Rick.
Wow, he's really like, and that's why you are. I don't think you're supposed to piss off your. Oh my God, this guy sucks. I don't think you're supposed to piss off your damn interrogation subject. I think you're supposed to be relatable with them, maybe strike some fear into them, maybe piss them off at the right time. But this guy is almost like a little fucking weasel. You know the hall monitors in high school? Or like they call them prefix from where in Belize, you know, the ones that the fucking snitches. They're little goody two shoes, the little squares. Well, I know you did it because you were the only one that was walking around the high school like fuck. Come up with another like angle. Try to be his friend or something. Like I don't know. But oh God. I wonder if it was like purposely done like this, because this is a shitty ass interrogation. They're basically just telling him he did it. No, sir, you did it. No, but you did it. No, but you did it.
I don't know. Only you know. But here's my theory. You're out there. Maybe somebody set this up. Maybe they didn't. Maybe you're out there. Maybe we know you're out there. That's not a theory. That's a fact. We know you had a gun. Girls saw the gun in there. We know you have anger issues. Your wife told us before that you have some anger issues, and you have depression, and you have, those types of issues. And maybe these girls said something to you. I don't know. Maybe you said go down the hill, which we know. The experts say you said go down the hill. You get down there, and they piss you off for whatever reason. You racked the gun. You didn't realize you racked that gun to scare them, and that round popped out.
How? How does that happen?
Because maybe, do you carry that gun?
How does that happen? It popped out? That's a faulty... Yo, I think you need to get rid of that gun immediately. Don't even sell it. Somebody else might get hurt. Discard it, So shit, give it back to the gun shop. The round just popped out. You know those 911s? Those like they're 45, the 911 Colts and shit, and it's like they're like super loosely spring loaded, and you could just do that to make the gun cycle. He must have had one of those sport shooting guns, because that's the only way I could see that happening. Like, it just popped on out, huh? Doesn't make any sense.
With a round chambered, or do you not have it chambered?
When I carry it, I would have a round chamber,
So you
but I
don't
didn't carry it very
comes
often.
out. Well, you were carrying it that day, because girls said. So if you have one chambered, and what I'm saying is if I have a round chamber, which I do, and I rack this gun...
Wait, let me back this up again. Hold on, because I don't know what the fuck... This guy's talking like he's never had a gun before.
And not have it chambered.
When I carry it, I would have a round chamber,
So you
but I
rack
didn't
it
carry it
to
very often.
often. Well, you were carrying it that day, because girls said. So if you have one chambered, and what I'm saying is if I have a round chamber, which I do, and I rack this gun right now, a fully intact round will pop out. Correct?
I assume.
Well, that's what's happened.
No
You
fucking
didn't realize
shit.
it.
Okay.
And that's why that round's there on the ground, Rick. And this is your opportunity. And you say...
Wait, I thought he was gonna give us some type of profound reason as to why it would pop out. He just said when you rack it, it falls out, and that's the reason it's on the ground there.
That you don't want to this and that.
Can you please stop giving me opportunities? I'm not going to sit here and tell you I did something I didn't do.
Okay, tell me what
I'm
you
not
did.
going to tell you I'm involved with something.
Tell me
that I
what you
wasn't
did do
involved
then
with.
that day. Help me.
I didn't
help me
murder
set
2
you
little
free.
girls.
What did you do?
I went for a walk on the trail and I went home. And I told you the details of the best I can remember of what I did that day and what the walk was. I'm not gonna. This is ridiculous. I'm not gonna just keep repeating myself.
Okay.
So.
You said they're gonna annoy him into a confession. That's what it kind of seems like. I don't know, man. I will say this though: if somebody was to set him up, they picked the right guy because the stature, the height, the size, it kind of matches a little bit. So I'm still, but he doesn't give off guilty vibes for sure. He definitely doesn't. I feel like I'd be a little bit more pissed off, and I would have called for a lawyer. But I don't know. It's like somewhat he's accepting it. That's what doesn't seem right to me.
But I'm not going to keep bringing up more evidence either. I mean, I can only give you so much. What about Ron Logan? Do you know Ron Logan? You ever been on his property? You don't,
Not that I know of.
You don't hunt. You said you fish?
We mushroom hunt. Yeah, I fish.
Okay. I'm just trying to figure out why that round from your gun would be out there. I'm giving you the opportunity. I know you don't want me to give you opportunities, but I'm giving you the opportunity. But you never mushroom hunt on that side of that ditch? On 2000, where you weren't mushrooming, it was too early for mushrooms.
A little bit. It was just a seasonably warm day. So I went for a walk.
Okay. And nobody had your gun that you know of?
I'm not answering that. I've answered it 15 times.
I mean, obviously you would tell me if somebody did, because then that would put them there and not you. Because right now you are already out there by witnesses, and you and I both know that realistically the evidence doesn't lie. So
It obviously does, if that's what it's saying.
I think I know you well enough, maybe I don't, that if you did know somebody borrowed your gun or had your gun, you would tell us.
Of course I would.
Okay. So it's realistic for me to believe that you were the only one to have your gun. Excuse me.
Yeah, that's the bullshit he's coughing out. Man, I really wish they had a better investigator, because at least they could explore, like, you know, the other, maybe give him more outs to like another person, or maybe he saw somebody. You know how investigators like to be like, well, I know you probably saw it and then you got scared, right? You got scared and you didn't want to tell nobody. At least give him a few more options to put it on somebody else. I see that happen. That works like 70% of the time. But this guy is just hell-bent on just saying, nope, you did it. Nope, that's your bullet. Nope, you did it. You're not going to get anybody to admit like that. Chilla Kildren said smoking that Richard Allen pack. Chilla's been talking crazy about Richard Allen. Chilla thinks he's guilty. He could be. But all I'm saying is this interrogation does not help, man. And they showed that whole 48-second clip to the jury. That clip does not help. It doesn't help shit. All it does is make things a lot more difficult to understand. Honestly, the jury could have gone without seeing that video. It wouldn't have made any difference. But that's just my opinion. I feel like that just made everything a lot more muddy.
I've answered that 15 times.
Okay. And you said 15 times. That's true. So like I said, I'm trying to help you. If you don't want me to help you, I won't. I'll leave it now.
That's fine.
What I'd like for you to do is tell me again what happened, because you didn't tell me. I watched the interview. I'm just trying to figure out why your round from your gun was 6 inches from those girls.
And I'm telling you, that's not possible.
Do you believe in science? Do you believe in?
I believe in science. I don't understand all of it.
I don't either, but if a scientist, a certified analyst, is telling you that this round came from this gun, specifically this gun, not this type of gun.
I get all that. I know what you're saying. And what I'm telling you is that bullet did not come from my gun if it was found at that murder scene or on the bridge or where, like, it didn't come from my gun is what I'm trying to tell you.
And I'm trying to
So
if it did, and they're telling me it did. So now I'm trying to figure out who had your gun, and you're saying nobody did 15, 16 times, and who had a round from your gun. Did anybody have your ammo? I don't know. You explain to me. You try to explain to me why.
I'm not going to try to explain. I told you that.
You can't.
Isn't this how they tried to do mind control, like in the 70s and shit? It's like they give people a bunch of LSD and then they keep telling them over and over what they did or what they're gonna do or a whole bunch of shit like that. Just very, and it's like I think even keeping the lights on was like a form of brainwashing. They were doing a whole bunch of fuck shit back in the day. It does kind of feel like that because this no longer feels like an interrogation. It feels like they're harassing them. But he's just letting it happen. So,
You can't explain why your round is by this dead girl's foot.
Because it's not.
But it is. You believe in science. You believe in that analysis. You believe that our lab, that round's been in storage since the 14th of 2017.
I am telling you that any round involved in this whole thing did not come from my gun.
And I'm telling you, you're lying.
Okay.
Because I have evidence that it is.
You don't.
That's not evidence?
I'm telling you, never mind.
Please, tell me. I'm all ears.
He definitely didn't ask for a lawyer. This shit's almost done. This shit is almost over and he still didn't ask for a lawyer. So I don't know. Maybe he's just a simple man and he didn't think about that one thing he could have did. Richard Allen got so messed up in the head. He was eating his own poop. Imagine how you would have to be treated to eat your own poo. Yeah, no, it's pretty fucked up. I think it's the light situation, not being able to sleep.
I'm all ears. I'm all ears.
I've got nothing to say.
Tell me.
I've got nothing to say. This is ridiculous.
So you're saying you didn't have the gun on the trail, so there's no way you racked it out there on the trail and somebody might have picked this round up?
What I'm telling you is I don't carry my gun. I carry my gun if we go fishing along the river, like night fishing. I carry my gun if we're gonna go out and tromp through the woods mushroom hunting somewhere. That's about the only times I even carry my gun.
And you weren't mushroom hunting and you weren't fishing that day?
It was like February or something.
February 13th,
Okay.
2017.
You realize mushrooms don't grow that early, right?
Yeah, it's about May, right? April,
Probably
May.
around there.
Yeah. That's what I'm saying.
Why would I be mushroom hunting?
I'm just saying, you weren't mushroom hunting, you weren't fishing, you're just walking on a trail. There's no way you would, I'm trying to figure out how that round got out there. If you're adamant that it is your round, I mean, you can't deny that.
Maybe it is his round. So I'm starting to see where all the conspiracy theories are coming. Like, oh yeah, they just took a bullet from his gun and threw it on out there. You guys did say it's where is it? Delphi, Indiana. How big is Delphi? It's a city, right? shit. I'm making sure we're in the U.S. I knew that didn't look like the fucking United States. Hold on. There we go. Let me make sure. Yeah, now we're in the U.S. Close to Chicago. Damn, it's fucking tiny, bro. That's it. It's over with. It's over now. That's it. That's the whole city. You got Main Street and you got Wilson Street, and that's the whole town. The end. Yeah, I could definitely see some fuck shit going on. Even the interrogator seems kind of bogus to me. Even the interrogator seems bogus as fuck. Damn.
It's a round from your gun. Did you rack it on the trail and, you know?
I didn't. I didn't have my gun that day.
Never racked it on the trail.
I didn't have my gun.
Danny said, yeah, we're at Temple Delphi. Delphi? I hope I'm saying it right. Cow tipping and bridge walking is all they have. Yeah, I kind of understand taking a walk in the back of the train tracks because ain't shit happening out there. I mean, shout y'all out, but you know what I mean? Like, shit, the only thing to do is probably go hunting and take walks.
That day.
Ever. Any day. Do you ever remember racking your gun on that trail?
No, I don't.
You ever remember racking your gun while you're mushroom hunting out there in the years prior? Do you ever remember racking your gun when you were fishing? Did you ever go fishing there?
Not usually, no.
Okay. Where do you usually go fishing?
Down at the...
everybody's saying, I thought you were saying Del FYI. I was like, what the fuck does that mean? What the Delphi. Okay, got you. Not Delphi, Delphi. Like sci-fi. Got you.
The dam.
Oakdale?
No, in town. The little creek.
Oh, okay.
Deer Creek.
Okay, Deer Creek. And you said earlier you don't shoot it a lot, so you weren't out there target practicing.
No.
Okay. All right. Well, I'm just trying to figure out how I got there. When you said you carry it when you're mushroom hunting and fishing, and obviously I know when mushrooms grow, and I know you could go be fishing in February. But why do you carry it? Why would you carry your gun? I'm not a fisherman or a hunter. But why would you carry your gun if you're out mushroom hunting?
Just because you're going to be out in the boondocks, you just never know who you're going to run into. Personal protection.
Okay. Or snakes or something like that, I guess.
I probably wouldn't shoot a snake.
You wouldn't?
No.
I would.
Well,
I hate snakes. All right.
I'm not saying I like them.
I guess I'm quicker than a snake. I can get away, maybe. When you do carry it, do you carry it just on your hip, or do you carry it like one of those fancy holsters, or do you just put it in your pocket, or?
It's got a holster, side holster.
Like a paddle holster, like this, just clips? Or does it go through the belt?
It goes through the belt. Well,
mine just slides on.
It goes through the belt or clips. I don't know. I'd have to look. Right off, I don't remember.
You said drinking, sports, and meth. That's what they do in Indiana. It's the meth capital. What the fuck? What's up, Red Jeep Judy? How you doing?
And you said when you do carry, you have one in the chamber. That's how I carry mine.
Generally, yeah.
All right, let me see what the prosecutor has to say. I'm gonna call him real quick. Tell him what's going on, okay?
Okay.
What do you want me to tell him?
I want you to tell him whatever you want to tell him. I mean,
The truth? I'll tell him the truth, because that's what I do.
That's your version of the truth. Because it's obviously not.
I'm not making it up.
It's obviously not the truth.
You think I'm making up that we found this round? And
I don't know what you're doing. What I'm telling you is...
I'm not making this up. You and I both know. I'm not lying to you about anything. Everything I'm telling you is facts.
Okay.
I'm not trying to trick you into anything, Rick. I know you probably watched, you said you watched Dateline and all these fancy shows. I'm not trying to trick you. I'm just giving you some of the evidence that we have against you.
And I'm telling you that that's not possible.
Yeah, of course I'm rocking back and forth. I'm not sure yet. Harley, hey, Harley Ryder, what do you think? I feel like this wasn't good enough of an interrogation to really know and create an opinion properly. I think the interrogator was shitty at his job. He didn't get anything. He didn't get absolutely anything out of this man. You know how a lot of good interrogators let you go on a tangent and they just let you speak? He accused this guy so much to where he shut down to where all he could say is, no, I didn't do that. No, I wouldn't do that. No, that's crazy. No, I wouldn't do that. No, I wouldn't do that. So the reason I'm going back and forth is because there's no answer for me. All I know for sure is that this was a shitty ass interrogation and basically made this guy shut down immediately. So now we don't even really have anything to work on. The next 5 minutes of this interrogation is just going to be more of him shutting the fuck down. And I think that's the interrogator's fault. 100%.
Possible. Well, I'm not making this up. I showed you. I can't make it up. This is a legal document.
This whole interrogation is trash. And if you look at his body language, he's not, hands are out, feet are spread, posture laid back. So all I'm saying is, everybody's saying it's been a long time. Maybe he's more relaxed about it. I don't really think so. I think you'll be just as terrified 5 years later than you would be, maybe a little less, maybe a little bit more calm, but you're still going to be nervous about it. This guy doesn't even, he seems irritated, but, feet out, hands to the side. He doesn't even see. He feels like this is bullshit. That's what his body language is telling me. It's because he was interrogated solo dolo. They should have tag teamed it. This dusty crack paint huffing crack baby. Okay, so Kildren thinks he definitely did it. Yeah, but I just think the interrogator did a horrible shit job at this.
Item 16.
Any other evidence that
was identified as being cycled in the firearm of item.
You said that's the reason they only showed one interrogation to the jury. Exactly. It's ass. It's terrible. You said that jury got played so hard. The fact that they only showed one of the interrogations, allegedly, you know what I'm saying? It was a bad interrogation. That's all. They shut him down from the very start. And all I'm saying is maybe that was the plan. Who knows?
Item 314. Item 314 is your gun. Item 16 is the round that we found out there on the ditch bank next to Liberty's foot. And that round compared to your gun.
And I'm telling you that didn't happen. That it's not possible.
I don't. So you think I've just typed this up? Do you think I'm?
You're saying it happened. I'm not denying you're saying that. What I'm telling you is there's no way my bullet was found near a murder scene. It didn't happen.
And I showed you a picture.
And I can tell you
of a round, a Winchester 40 caliber round, right?
I've got nothing to work. Any other evidence that you have is obviously not going to point at me. I mean,
it is.
Okay.
The expert witnesses, the witnesses, all of it.
I don't believe that. But go ahead and call the prosecutor.
I'm just stumped here on what you think I made this up.
What do you want me to tell you?
I want you to tell you how do you think I made this up? Do you think I just typed this up? This is an official document.
I never said you made it up.
I never
said you made it up.
I can't lie to you and say, hey, I have an official document right here saying that this exam was done on this round that we found at the scene. I can't make any of that up. That's what you're telling me.
Well, no. Okay. I've not once said that you're lying. I've not once said that you're making that up.
You're just saying
what I'm telling you is that there's no way that a bullet from my gun ended up anywhere near a murder scene. It just didn't happen. And that's all I can tell you. I can't tell you any more than that.
And all I can tell you is we found this round back in 2000.
I'm going to put up a poll and see. See what you guys think. I'm curious. I see a lot of sympathizers and I see a lot of people who think he's definitely the crackhead who did it. I don't know. I definitely want to hear those phone calls. We're not going to do it on the live stream today, but I'm going to listen to like a good amount of a phone call just because I want to see his tone of voice if he really cracked and lost his mind. But all I'm going to say is I don't care how lost I am. I'm not going to start admitting shit. Unless, now I see what you guys are saying, unless they're torturing them, leaving them in this room, and he's just saying that so he can get out of the room. Shit, stay tuned. We'll find out.
17.
Okay.
Collected it. Have compared other guns to it. Other guns have not matched. We've had it for over 5.5 years. All right, we get information. You're on the trail. We want to talk to you and say, hey, what's going on? Who'd you see? What'd you do? You kind of cooperate, but then we say, hey, we're looking for this and that. Would you let us look? Nope, get a search warrant. We did. We got a search warrant.
Sure.
And we found this gun in your house that you bought in 2001 that the extraction marks, which is the analogy I got from the lab, is it's compared to a fingerprint. It's unlike anybody else's.
Okay.
So these extraction marks, if they got my SIG 40.
Be honest.
If I had a SIG 40, I have a 45 and a 9, but if I had
Be honest. Be very honest. Say, fuck yeah, he did it if you feel like he did it. There's 253 people in here. Everybody go vote. Did he do it?
a 40, it wouldn't match to my gun. And we've had multiple 40 caliber guns down there testing on other people that cooperated with us.
Okay.
And it doesn't match to their gun. So that's why I'm telling you why we're here.
Sure.
The one reason why we're here today is because your gun matches to this round.
No, I appreciate your opinion too, Harley Ryder, for calling me out. But definitely I'm not sure. I have to say I'm not sure. I feel like it would be irresponsible to be like, I feel either way. All I could say for sure is that this interrogator is fucking this interview up. It's like, you're always supposed to be their friend. And I'm not going to get back into it. I said it already, but it's like, he's not doing the thing properly.
Found out there. I can't make that up. I'm not lying to you, Rick. I can't. That's unethical. I can't go take.
It's obviously what you think. What I'm telling you is
it's not what I think. It's what the evidence is telling me. If I just thought, I'm gonna make this story up of it. Somebody was out there and jacked around out of their gun. I can't make that up without the evidence that indicates it. Did they say anything to you about this round and about your gun the day they talked to you a couple weeks ago?
No.
No, because we didn't know.
Okay.
And then we collected all the evidence that we thought would match to the evidence that we have and run the test on it. And the test says, ding.
And what I'm telling you is, and I guess I
can't deny this.
What I'm telling you is,
I know what you're telling me. You're telling me that your gun and that round was nowhere near. And I'm telling you that the evidence indicates it is.
I know some people load their guns with gloves on for this exact reason, for this exact reason, so there's no DNA anywhere because you get caught up. That's why it's kind of risky to even own a gun. It's fun. Number one, it's fun. Number two, you can protect yourself. But number three, it's a pain in the ass if you ever have to actually use it, man. And in this case, apparently this guy didn't even use it and he's being implicated in a crime. That's crazy. Now, let's just imagine he didn't do this. Let's imagine that he 100% didn't do this. That's crazy, bruh. You said what witnesses? Apparently there's some women who saw him. They said they have 5 witnesses during this interrogation. I don't know if that number changed during the trial, and I don't know if that's what the jury heard. But right as of now, they're saying that they have about like 5 witnesses.
Right? We're on the same sheet?
That's what you're telling me, yes.
And that's what you're telling me?
No.
What are you telling me?
I'm telling you that...
There's no way in hell that my gun and rounds out there. Go ahead, say it. Sorry, I won't interrupt you.
I'm not saying anything.
Because you know it's a lie. I can't make this up. That's what I'm saying. You and I both know. I can't make this up. I can't. This is a certified official document. I can't just type this shit up and say, oh, look at me. I'm lying to you, Rick. Okay. I'm trying to trick you into confessing to something you didn't do. That's bullshit. You and I both know I can't do
Every
that.
time he coughs, that's the smell of bullshit coming out of his mouth.
Okay.
So tell me.
You tell me. Tell me.
I think you're involved in this double homicide. That's what I'm telling you because of the facts that we have.
I get that you think that. And I'm telling you I wasn't.
Okay. And if that's all
He
it was,
needed to have a story. He needed a lawyer, man. He really needed a lawyer. Even for the sake of viewing it, it would have been better for the jury if he had a lawyer to paint a picture better. Like initially, I know obviously he needed a defense, but initially he needed a lawyer to paint a picture because like, what did you do that day? Like, we didn't even, you notice how most interrogations, they walk you through, okay, so what happened? That's it, right? They start off the interrogation. All right, so it was Tuesday about 5 years ago. What happened that day? What were you doing, guy? What were you up to? And then the guy goes ahead and he says, well, I did that and I did this and then I went up to the creek and then I walked down to the track and then, you know, I cocked my gun a couple of times and a bullet flew out and then I went home and I called it a day. I didn't hear anything like that. They just come in straight up blaming, like give us, like he didn't even give him a chance to like lay out the day. And I think that's where he should have gone if he actually had a damn lawyer. Because all he keeps saying is, I didn't do it. I didn't do it. We need a story, my guy. And I think that's what fucked him. So I'm looking at the poll right now and you guys can't figure it out either. There's only 57 votes. So a lot of people, see, that's the voting problem that we have in this damn country. Folks don't be going out to vote. Shit. You mean to tell me 57 people voted? But we got pretty much an even vote. 55% saying he didn't do it. 45% saying he did do it. What's shaking? Yeah, what's up, grilled mayo and cheese? I mean, grilled cheese and mayo. How you doing? It's been a minute. It's been a minute. It's been a minute. Shout you out. Welcome in. Welcome back. Let's continue though.
Word against my word, I would be like, okay, Rick, we'll see you later. But I got all this evidence that we can present to a jury of your peers that's going to say, wow, Rick did this. You won't talk to us.
All I know is somebody definitely killed them, right? That's the only thing we know for sure. Somebody killed them. And we don't have any other suspect. Only him. Only him. So it's either the police are corrupt or it was him. Because I don't think there's the perfect crime to where there's some ghost man who came and killed them and no one ever found him. It's either the police are fucking something up intentionally or it was actually him, in my opinion.
So we don't know what he is. He's just some crazy monster that chases around teenage girls and wants to torture them and do whatever. That's what they're going to say. And now your wife and your daughter and your friends and your family have to live with that.
Exactly. They already have to. You've already done the damage.
I didn't do the damage.
You certainly did.
I
You and everybody else.
A round from my gun isn't down there.
I can't explain to you something that I don't understand.
Okay. I wish you could. I wish somebody could.
I certainly wish I could.
Well, sit tight. I'm going to find out what your wife's been telling the other detective, and we'll go on. Okay? I can bring her in here, too.
All right, let's see his wife's interrogation. Okay, so apparently his wife comes through. Oh, damn, they have a part 3? Holy shit. Oh, and he talks to his wife like majority of the time. Fuck, I think we have to do it, guys. Damn it. It's so long, but it's interesting. Fuck it, let's go. When did they post this? Was all this just dumped recent? Yeah, all this is recent. I'm gonna have to go back through this and try to find particular times that I feel like are bullshit. But let's check it out.
If you'll talk to you for a minute, okay? wants to come in and talk to you, so she's gonna come and talk to you for a minute, okay? Anything else? Need a smoke break? Or smoke? You wanna step out back and smoke before you talk to your wife?
Do you have any marijuana, good sir? I would take a smoke break if that's allowed. Good police officer. Yo, Marley, thank you so much for the damn gifted membership. I appreciate you. Shout out Marley. Shout out Jumpsuit Pablo. Shout out Boo ICU. Shout out everybody showing love, man. I appreciate y'all.
If you'll let me, I will.
You have a cigarette on?
They're in my jacket.
Where's your jacket?
I'm assuming she has it.
Okay.
Hang on.
Over to.
Damn, they really make you sit, man. They really just make you sit and rot for hours. This is all psychological. Can you imagine being in a room with no light? Not with no light. I'd be fine with that. Can you imagine being in a room with nothing but light for a whole year? Holy shit. I feel like that has to be against some type of human torture protocols or something. That shit is crazy.
She wants to talk to you.
Okay.
She's calming down a little bit.
Okay.
We basically told her about the same evidence that we have that we told you about. And she's wants to talk to you. She's a little
She's
upset.
probably terrified.
She is. So she's drinking her water and calming down a little bit. Like I told her, you mentioned it earlier, you're worried about what people are going to think and all this. I get that. But I don't think you're a bad person. Neither does she.
Oh, God.
What kind of good person kills two people?
People make bad decisions all the time. I don't know what happened. You know, for all I know, maybe they did something.
What makes two of us?
Well, you have some explaining to do, though. I don't think you can explain why, and other than you think I'm making it up. But good people make bad decisions all the time. Good people get backed into a corner all the time, and I don't know what they did. Maybe. I have a hard time believing they did something to. I don't think anybody could do something to deserve to be killed over, but you know, if somebody gets angry and their medication isn't right or whatever, I'm on medication and my medication isn't right.
If my medication isn't right, I could just kill my whole office out too, buddy. We're the same. This guy sucks ass. How did he get this job? You know, for a part-time job, I could do this YouTube shit and I could be a fucking detective. At the same time, I could probably bring you guys some exclusive video. Make a whole bunch of viral videos off of that shit. Off of my part-time investigator job. Because I literally could do a better job than this.
I don't make the best decisions. You know, people that are drinking and doing drugs. Not saying you do.
Fuck the years of school. I could do this shit off the top. Fuck it. I watch YouTube videos. You see that fucking clown you guys over there in Delphi? Let me get his job real quick. I'll do it from home. I'll crack them all for you.
But when people drink and do drugs or the medication's off, maybe they make bad decisions. Good people do it all the time, but good people get out in front of it and tell the truth and try to help. Put an end to it. It's over. And she believes it. She doesn't think we're making any of this up. She thinks you're a good person. I think you're a good person. I just think something went wrong. I don't know why or what happened, but only one person can tell me, and that's you.
I can't tell you something that I don't know. I don't know how to make that any clearer.
You don't want to remember?
Oh my God, I didn't do anything. I didn't murder two little girls. I didn't help somebody murder two little girls. I wasn't involved in, what'd you say, scheming or whatever. I wasn't involved with these two girls in any way, shape, or form. never even seen them before.
Well, I'm gonna let her talk to you a little bit.
Okay.
You guys can try to sort this out and let me know whatever I can do to help. If you need more water or anything.
Okay.
Need another smoke break.
Even that's a trap. Remember, I almost said Stephen Stearns. Remember Chris Watts when they brought the family in there and they had the dad talk to him? And I think, if I'm not mistaken, even his mom came into the room. It's a common tactic used, but it's not for you to be able to straighten things out. It's almost like you're having a live TV show in front of the police. Everybody's right there in front of the camera, jacking off, waiting for you to say something so they could get you. You have about 5-6 people in the camera staring at you while you have this conversation. I don't know where they got this idea from, but it's effective. It's effective. They all, oh yeah, so you could just, you could just talk to your mom, you could just talk to your brother, and no, it's always to fuck you. If there's a lawyer, they would never have this shit happen, ever. An attorney, what? Bring your mom? No, why? Let's leave. Is this the interrogation that the jury saw? I'm not sure.
Yeah. It's all right, babe. It's gonna be all right. They're trying to tell me that you actually believe that I did it. And I just can't believe that.
Trying to figure out where there's a bullet out there, dude.
I know. Do you think I'm not? And that's what I told them. I can't explain something I don't understand. I tried to explain to them that there's no way that a bullet from my gun was at a murder scene, because it didn't happen. I didn't even have my gun that day I went out. You know me. You know this isn't something I could do. And I know that you know that. You don't have to tell me that, I know. They really think I did this. And they want me to believe that I know you know I didn't do this. I guess that's what I'm saying. I don't know what they're trying to do here, but I'm not gonna say something that's not true, and I can't explain something that I don't understand.
What's up, Sugarcane?
The only way for me to explain it is that I don't know. Because I'm saying it's not possible. There's no way that a bullet from my gun ended up at a murder scene. I didn't murder anybody. I didn't help somebody murder anybody. You know, I'm not gonna sit here and try to convince you. I know you know me. I know you know that I didn't do this. Had anything to do with it. They talk about scheming or something.
Yeah, I don't. I don't know how did a bullet from your gun get out there?
I don't know, honey.
Because they said it came from our gun.
I know that's what they believe me, that's what they're telling me.
But how did it get there?
I don't know.
They said there was one in your box above your dresser that matched it.
They showed me that picture too. I can't explain it. And I don't.
I can't either. They keep asking me and I don't know how to answer that.
You
There's no
answer
way
it.
for me to know.
I understand. Me either. And that's what I'm trying to tell them. you want to keep asking me, and I just keep telling you I can't explain it. I don't know how to explain something that isn't possible. But I know, this is what I do know. I know that no bullet from my gun was connected with a murder in any way, shape, or form.
But see, he's just saying that, no, bro. He's just saying that he doesn't know. Like, there's no explanation. Like, you don't even, like, I don't know why we haven't talked about his day yet. The investigator hasn't done it. He hasn't really gone through it. Like, what happened from the time you, like, we haven't even done that. What happened from the time you left the house that evening to take your walk, I guess? What happened throughout that walk? 5 years ago, 30 minutes of your life, what were you doing? Can you tell me somewhat? Other than I went for a walk. Like, what type of trees did you see? Did you... I don't know. Like, what did you do? And then when you got to the bridge, and then when you got home, what did you do? Like, there's no explanation. What's up, Ann Cloutier? How you doing? All he says is I went for a walk. There's nothing else more detailed. And I'd like for him, it would be nice if he gave a bit more detail there.
And there's no way a bullet from my gun would have been near Abby and Libby's murder or anything
No,
else.
so I'm saying, So he went to his parents' house. They're supposed to go eat, right? Instead of eating, he had a beer and then he left. But I'm trying to understand what happened after he left. If that makes sense. Like, what happened during the walk? You just went for a walk?
Because I never even seen those girls. Period. And I didn't even have my gun that day. So that's what I'm trying to say. I don't know how to make that any clearer. I don't know how to make that any clearer. I don't know how to make somebody understand. I get what he's saying. I don't have a way to explain it.
And they're like, there's a witness that said it was you out there.
Dear, I don't know what...
Like, how did they know it was you? And so they said they showed her a picture. And I'm like, of course you...
What did she say?
So they said they...
So they said they showed her things?
Showed her a picture. And I'm like, of course you were out there.
If they seen me out there, they seen me out there, dear. And I told them...
Were you on the bridge?
I told them I was on the bridge. I went out to the first trestle.
Oh, okay.
That first
I
thing
don't remember you telling me that. You told me, so I told you weren't on it, but I didn't.
It doesn't, hon, you're not in any trouble. You didn't do anything. I didn't do anything.
Tell him, right?
Huh?
I didn't know you were on it. I'm sorry.
Well, don't worry about it.
You told me you weren't.
Huh?
You told me you weren't, so I just was.
No, I told you that I walked.
Okay.
It's not sounding good. Listen, I don't know. It's not sounding good. It kind of sounds like he's trying to convince his wife on top of this. I don't know, man. I don't know. She said now she's saying that he told her that he didn't go up there. Now he's saying he was. The story's changing up a little bit. Hold on, let me back it up.
I know you were on it. I'm sorry.
Well, don't worry about it.
You told me you weren't.
Huh?
You told me you weren't, so I just was.
No, I told you that I walked.
Okay.
I love you, baby. I don't know what they're trying to do, but I know that that's not what I told you. And I love you. And I love you, baby. No, hon.
You told me you weren't.
Huh?
You told me you weren't, so I just was.
No, I told you that I walked.
Okay.
I love you, baby. I don't know what they're trying to do, but I know that that's not what I told you.
What? I mean, what does she remember? What does she remember?
It's just, they're not going to get away with this. This is exactly what I would never want for you, and there's nothing I can do about it. I'm not going to say I did something I didn't do. I'm not.
Yeah.
And I know you know me, and I know you know that I would never do this. All I can say, hon, is you.
Ollie's over here having a hard time. It's called comments, Ollie. Relax. Nah, man, but yeah, it's not very convincing either. This shit's not very convincing.
You know me. I know, and I know you know me, and I know you.
All right, let's check out the phone calls real quick. Let's hear him actually.
Please hold.
Prison confession calls November 14th. So let's back up. This is October. Okay, this is October 26th. Let's check something out. October 26th. No, the trial, they convicted them for like 100 some years. They fucked them over. Hold on. Let me get the dates right. Here we go. October 26th, and then now November 14th. It's about 2 weeks.
Please hold. Hello, this is a free call from
Ricky.
an inmate at the Indiana Department of Corrections, Westville Correctional Facility.
Hey, are you there?
Hey, yeah.
Hey, okay.
I'm sorry, hon. I'm trying to keep this together.
Oh, hon.
I don't want to upset you anymore. All I want to do is be able to help you. Okay?
Yeah, yeah.
So, I'm not saying anything, but if it gets to a point that it's too much, you just need to call the investigators and tell them to come and get me and bring me to you, and I'll tell them whatever they want me to tell them, because whatever it is they want me to say, I'll just say it.
No.
So I want to be able to make this stand for you.
Damn. Okay, so this is how we're starting the call. Whatever they want me to say, I'll just say it. But it doesn't sound like they're antagonizing her. The way he's talking is like they're doing something to her. She sounds like she's fine. But it's crazy. It's been 2 weeks. It's been like almost 3 weeks in jail. And he's already cracking under the pressure. Folding under the pressure. It's only been 2 weeks. Let's continue.
And for everybody else that's hurting because of this, I love you too much. And every time I talk to you, I feel like it's going to be the last time I get to talk to you.
I know. I wish I could hug you.
I can't explain what's been going on.
Oh.
And I don't want you to worry about me.
What's up, Lisa?
Yeah.
I'm a man and I'll take care of myself, but I'm worried about you. And that's all I do is worry about you. So, and you let everybody else know how much I love them, won't you?
You need to hang in there, honey, okay?
Huh?
You need to just hang in there, because they're going to get you an attorney soon, okay?
Will you just let everybody know how much I love them?
Of course I will. They already know, hon. They all know.
No, they don't.
Yes, they do.
I ain't gonna lie, she kind of sounds like she don't give two fucks. Yo, what's up, American? Wait, am I reading that wrong? What's up, American? How you doing, American mom? Is it just me, or does she kind of seem kind of like she could kind of care less?
Nobody loves me anymore.
Stop. That's not true.
I know. I'm sorry. I'm sorry.
Not true. Okay?
I'm sorry. I'm sorry.
Okay. Okay.
I know what you told me. I know.
Damn, the man said nobody loves me anymore, and she said no. That's crazy. Yep. I'm about to crash the fuck out. That's probably why he started. Man, listen. Shit. Just tell me you don't love me no more. Just to let me know. Just let me know for sure. She didn't say, "Oh, I love you too." No, but I love you, babe. Nope. That's cold. It's a cold world, folks.
What you told me, and I believe you.
Yes.
I just, knowing I'm never going to see you again, or at least it feels that way. I'm just saying, if it gets too hard, just tell them to cut and get me, and bring me to see you, and I'll tell them whatever they want me to say.
No. It's okay. It's okay.
Okay. I don't need you to try and be strong for me. Okay? You need to be weak. You need to be held. You take care of yourself, okay? Okay? I know. But you need to get the help you need. I can't hug you. I can't tell you anything that's going to make you feel better. So please just make sure if you need Mom or Britt or anybody that you're going to them, don't wait.
Okay, I know.
Did you go back to work?
No.
Okay.
They don't want me there.
They don't?
They're afraid for me.
Oh, okay.
That's okay. They're afraid for me and they're afraid for themselves, so
Okay.
just do the best I can.
understand.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, baby.
You have 1 minute remaining.
Damn.
I'm sorry, baby. Just one more thing. I fucked up for you. I just love you so much, babe.
I love you too, honey.
Okay? I'm not gonna keep calling.
No,
I wish I could see you, babe. You don't know what I'd give to see you just one more time. Because I don't know that I'm gonna make it. But you just know that if anything happens, I'll see you in the next lifetime. I swear I will, okay? Okay.
Damn, what?
You take care of the family for me. I love you all.
I love you too, sweetheart.
Okay. Bye-bye. It's good to hear your voice.
I love you too,
Bye.
sweetie.
Okay. It's going to cut us off here.
Okay, I love you. Okay.
You said she worked at the vet and managed the CVS. These people know absolutely nothing about the system. Man, that shit sucks. Now, do you guys think he did it? It's literally 50-50. I don't know, man. It's just the fact that he had to... I just don't think his alibi is good enough. You happened to go for a walk that day. We're going to continue going through this story. We're going to check out the actual phone calls. I know at some point he starts confessing, But clearly, this state of mind, you can't really take anything that he says because he's not in the best state right now. You said listen to the rest. No, we're gonna keep going. AG, you gotta hear the Holman screaming at him at the end of the video.
I love you.
I love you, honey.
I love you. I'll hold on.
Thank you for using GTL.
It's probably somewhere else. Let me see. Is it like who's Holman? Oh shit.
Denver. Not like I wouldn't say often. I mean,
October 13th. So that was the next day. Wait, let me see. October 13th. October 26th. Oh, so they had interrogated him before that. Okay. No, I know it's not that one. I'm kind of looking around. I'm kind of just exploring the case right now. But that's pretty much it for today. I just wanted to go through a few interrogations of Richard Allen because it's been kind of getting hot on the internet. These calls have been circulating. So we're going to check it out. No, the vid we just watched. Yeah, it's this one, right? Hold on. I know what you're talking about. It's at the end of...
Which means absolutely nothing to you.
I lost it, but I know what you're talking about. Never mind. I lost it, but I know what you're talking about. Don't worry. I know what you guys are talking about. It's literally a 50-50 vote. Half of y'all think he did. Half of y'all think he didn't. We're going to continue exploring it, man. We're going to figure it out. We're going to check out all the phone calls and see what happened. You're going to need extra therapy after this. But anyways, guys, I appreciate y'all for coming out. I hope you guys have a great Friday. You know, the evening is early. The night is young. Go have some fun. I appreciate you guys for coming out. And I'm going to see you in the next one.